that other screen.
Ugh, no, I have to bring your character sheet up. I was hoping you'd be like, no, I'm not ready, like every other player.
Do you
And then I
want me to
realized-
stream?
Everyone else should be able to see. Actually, that's a fair question. Can everyone else
Iron
even
Titan?
see? What's that?
I don't know. I have like Clash, Griffin, Hard Sid, Iron Titan.
Yeah, he's Iron Titan.
Okay. Y'all gotta just use the same names because I get
Dude, I
so
made
confused.
this. I made
Oh
this
yeah,
game
so
back in
Port. Just call him
2001.
Port. I call him Doc, Coolar, Ice Crown. He's got a lot of names. A man of many names.
Ah, yes.
What? Are you guys actually able to click on your characters?
If I can get down into my character and actually look.
All right, so Doc, you're able to see your character smoothly. Like you can see the area around your character. You can make out that you're like.
I can't see my character anymore.
Okay, so left click on your
I'm
miniature.
like
hold middle mouse
underwater or
button.
something. I don't even know.
Stream your thing to me, Doc. Let me see. Doc, I can only see your character sheet.
Wait,
Well, yeah, you guys shouldn't be able to see your characters
Oh,
yet.
good.
I've got them kind of in
Y'all
this area.
freaked me out for a second.
I can't see my character.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
What happened to the other guy?
Griff is on his way, but like this is not the actual start time. He's got 15 minutes. I deliberately set the time to 5:30 instead of 5 his time. All right, Doc. You know,
wish it was
so
only
left click on the
5:30.
top left. You'll see your guy. Left click on it. Yeah, left click on your portrait, and then zoom in with your middle mouse button. Zoom in more. Don't worry, zoom in more.
By the
Take
way,
the
you
green-
still have my evil spirit up.
Take the green bar, slide it up. The little green diamond at the bottom right. And then use middle mouse button to rotate around. So you get a better view. There you go. That's your guy. And right click on the door. See how you get like little interaction things? This is just for demonstration purposes, but haha. If such an event occurred where
I'm free.
justifiably. And then I can do this.
Oh, I can press the N button and I can actually see you.
All right. Okay, so you guys can actually see him too?
Well, I had to press the N button to get rid of all the walls and shit around him.
Ah, okay. Can you click on his mini on the top left, or is that unique? Like you can't see what the game master's clicking on?
Oh no, I mean I was able to click on him and then zoom into his character, but I actually had to press N to drop the walls down, like the cave walls.
I try to leave the walls up on my thing just so I can move around them. Not always. Sometimes it's not possible because there's roofs. All right, so. All right.
You talking about the space and clicking on the book and all that stuff?
Clicking on the book? What book?
Yeah, you hit space and then you click on the book on the upper right hand side to bring up the chat messages.
Oh, no, I haven't. Yeah. So you see the top right thing, Doc?
Oh yeah, yeah, I see.
Now watch. Hang on. There's the history of your roles. That's the more significant thing. Sometimes you can click on a mini and be like this, press enter, type, it'll say the words from that character. I don't really like using that too much because I have everything written down for the most part, and oftentimes I will just like narrate. All right. Let's get the music right. I like this. So, Doc, your character, you were hired to escort some holy individuals. They were not clear in the order from which they were from, but they wanted to they said they were coming here with the intent of pilgrimage to an ancient ruin. You and 2 other members of the guild were tasked with essentially their protection from bandits and the like on the road. Upon arriving, you and your party rested. When you woke up, one member seemed to have ventured down into the well and catacombs below. You were then ambushed and put to sleep almost instantaneously, you and every member of your party, and when you awoke in this cell. Since you have been in this cell, you have observed that from your vantage point you could see the 2 other guild members, one here and one there. But you haven't heard anything of any of the members of the order that you were tasked with guiding. As you have been kind of comfortably hovering there, you overheard them talking about how they seem to hear some sounds of battles on the other side of the door, but Their mission remains to essentially guard you and wait to be relieved. They are somewhat the guards you can observe seem somewhat shaken and nervous, and the sounds come from over here, which seems to be the door in which you were brought in through. You don't hear anyone in the cell adjacent to you over here, but thus far you do not have any knowledge beyond what I've said. The other members of the guild that you're trapped with over here, over here and here, they are members that you're not quite familiar with, but there is a general affinity with all members of the guild that they have a somewhat diplomatic immunity, and you believe that it's possible you were separated from the individuals so that you might be returned, due to the fact that most people don't like pissing off the guild because the guild transcends all nationalities and all borders. If guild members die as a part in the middle of a political conflict, then they could lose their guild support in that region. And so, here you are, you do not recognize the nationality of these individuals. It's possible they're bandits or mercenaries. And they seem really on edge and nervous, and you are sitting there. They don't seem to have taken on the fact that you're a druid. They seem to think the three of you are warriors and have not taken away any of your equipment, which is unusual, but it doesn't seem like your axe on its own can unlock this door. Or was it a hammer? Sorry.
It was a warhammer.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like your warhammer is capable on its own of opening this door. What are you doing? Roll me a perception check. Sorry, just ran out.
Would that be a D20?
Yes, with on your character +2.
Okay.
You can click on the PDF and I can see the roll, or you can roll the D20 in this and I'll do it. All right, 6. All right, you don't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary. Nothing seems to have changed. So what are you doing?
I'm gonna check the wall to my right.
All right.
See if there's any loose stones or anything.
Move your character over. Your character has, I believe, some sort of dark vision, right? Because you are a... where is... Dwarves have some sort of dark vision, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the exact details, features, and traits. Does anyone know off the top of their head where you can see dark vision? Yes, you can see in darkness up to 60 feet. Shades of gray. However, due to their illumination, you're able to see a bit smoother. So, you could tell that perhaps, like, not in your current strength, but you think you might actually be able to knock this wall loose. Looks like they put you guys in here in a hurry because they didn't, or for whatever reasons.
Nothing on the wall I can just push out with a hammer?
No, it would take... In your natural form, physically, you don't seem to have that strength. Based on what you perceive about the wall. The guard seems to be sort of keeping a little bit of an eye on you from where you're standing. You definitely get the idea that if you're going to do something, it needs to be quick.
Any mice, rats, or anything around?
No, but you do get the sense that this place kind of might flood on occasion, almost like maybe it's connected to the sea, and so the tides affect the water.
Can I listen for if there's any flow of water around me?
Roll me another perception check now that you're listening for something specifically.
A 5.
You are getting all your bad rolls out of the way early. Alright, your character puts his ear to the ground. Listen. Doesn't seem like this particular part of the cave is connected to the water. You stand back up. Guards eyeing you a little bit, but walks away from you for a moment so that they can start whispering among themselves their concerns of what's going on. Are you able to count from where you're standing how many guards there are? You can use your left click to move your character around to ensure that you're staying in the parameters, but
Yeah.
arrow keys like so. See
Mhm.
how I don't like using the arrow keys because it'll hop you sometimes, but like if you put your character here, that would be a lot easier. But can you make out how many enemies there are? Or how many guards where you're standing?
Yeah,
Keep in mind,
there's
how many?
2. I see 2.
Okay, so no.
Or
This is also an introduction to you and the way Tailspire works. What about now?
I still only. Oh, I see 4 now.
There you go. Okay. So be aware that this game is actually line of sight is a real thing.
Okay.
Okay, so your character is essentially like, if only I had more. You get the idea that if you were stronger, you could like break through this wall.
Hmm.
And you do recall what I've said to you about your character or your class specifically, right? Like the way your beast form works.
Yeah.
Your beast. Okay. All right. Or wild shape. All right. So what are you doing?
I'm just thinking here.
And you can also cast spells on the wall. I think. I don't know how many.
Hmm. Just seeing my spells. 1 second.
Yeah, you got a lot. Who is it? Who hopped in? Was that? Nope. No. Yeah, I talked to Griff earlier today, so. As you are looking, you hear like clinking from across the way. You can kind of make out that it looks like your compatriots are sizing up the area as well.
Mm-hmm.
You also get the feeling that like the ground here is a little wobbly. Like, you know that there's water nearby. You can almost smell it a bit from the ocean, but you're
Okay.
not confident that your particular cell is directly adjacent. You just get the feeling that you're close enough to be of concern.
All right. I'm gonna use mold earth and see if I can make this wall crumble a bit.
All right. Let me read up mold earth real quick. That's a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
Roll me. So you're attempting to excavate it and deposit it 5 feet away?
Yeah.
Because there's 3 ways you can use it. You can. Yeah, there's no reason for you to do the other 2. All right. Roll me a d20. We'll do and give me a nature plus 5 to this d20.
Okay. So a d20.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, dude.
Holy shit.
Hang on. Because you're taking time to do it, give me another one. I'll give you advantage on that roll because you're trying to do it carefully. All right, 16. I'll take that. All right, as you do that, you're able to like shift some of the stone up and around so that you can kind of make a little way for yourself. Some of the rocks like sort of start to give a little way, but no one seems to quite notice. But it seems to be just enough space for you to get through. You notice that there's a bit of an opening on the other side in this new room. Roll me a perception check. And roll me a stealth check. Jesus Christ.
That'd be d20. Yeah. Stealth check. All right, there.
All right, you got a 10. All right, as you did that, your character just barely, like, almost, like, bumped into a rock, but you caught yourself at the last second. You're looking around, and you think, maybe I should have become a smaller creature, but that thought passes quickly. If I'm going to... Technically, you could have become a mouse and scurried out of the cell at any point, but you see a way out through here.
All right.
You're unsure, and you can now clearly see the door out. You can see why there were sounds, but no one was able to see anything happening earlier.
What are the guards doing?
They are very, very anxious. none of them seem to have noticed you swapping sides. Or
Mhm.
swapping cells. Hang on, let me see. Alright. You're continue.
Rolls as bad as mine.
Seriously, what is up with the rolls today?
All right, I'm gonna go over to the next wall and gonna check it.
Alright. There's holes, but it's a lot sturdier. Like, you would have to very, very carefully. Like, you would need, let's just say for out of character, you would need to roll a 15 in acrobatics or above to get it out of there smoothly without causing any issues. It looks a little bit like the wood is rotted and therefore it could be a risk. If you wanted to try and move the stone, you could try to do that, but you would have to do a strength check. You could make yourself smaller, get through it that way. You got a couple options here, but you would also be leaving your compatriots behind.
Do I know these compatriots?
You're all members of the guild. That's literally, it does begin and end that you're, as part of members of the guild, this is your first mission together. You don't quite know them very well. There's no man left behind tactic, but it's possible that going out and getting help might be the best route, or maybe you're able to get them free. You got a lot of options here, so the question is, what are you gonna do? None of them easy. That's the point.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna see if I can move some of the stones out of the way so I can get out quieter.
All right, roll me a stealth check. Or hang on, roll me a stealth and a sleight of hand. It's essentially the same thing, but give me the higher of the two, because you're
13.
roughing it on the roads. Okay, so you got a 13. All right. Let's see if I can grab this. All right, you're able to slightly shift some of the stones. You can get out there smoothly. Are you going to attempt to go out that way? You can go out that way now without transforming.
Am I able to poke my head out? Just
Yeah.
to see.
But you can only see, let's see, from here to here, essentially. Your dark vision is, oh, I got the feet wrong. Hang on, let me change this.
Do I do a
Ruler.
perception check?
Hang on. I believe this is correct. There we go. That's your 60 feet. Rolling a perception check? Yes. Something interesting this way comes.
Oh my god.
All right, so your eyes just like magically shut and you can't see anything. All right. Well, I mean, like you're looking for something out of the ordinary. What you would be able to see without a roll, you can always. All right, where the hell is Griffberg? I'm going to message him because this is where you guys will interact.
Oh, okay.
Because when you peer out, you notice what appears to be a group of people, and you can recognize from where you are guild pendants. Not on all of them, but you notice that a small group of individuals have like shimmied their way back or down the well, and they have a guild. Okay, and thus the adventure begins. Hang on. There we go. That's probably more appropriate. You would have to like squeeze through if you want to get out of there. Alright, so this will begin the full adventure for everyone. Griff said he'll be back at 5, but he's tracking everything. So, Tally,
Yes.
would you like to do... Let me view your stream first. The DACA, I'm going to do the first half of the TLDR just rather quickly for you. And, well, Marmalade's not here.
Marmy is muted.
Hang on, I'm messaging him.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
here.
I was about to say, are you ready? Okay, so, what did it say? I just got the, I'll be there in less than 5 sort of thing. Off the great rolls. Oh, and if you aren't tracking, they added a ton of new minis. But, yeah, Doc, hopefully you got all your terrible, terrible rolls out.
What do you mean? 1s and 2s in combat would be great.
I mean, how many ones did you just roll? Like, holy
That
fuck.
was pretty terrible.
I'd be
All
dead
those
in the
rolls
first.
were pretty terrible.
I mean, and
Even
with,
yours,
like,
you
gimme
rolled a
roll.
1 too.
Yeah, I
so-
rolled a 1, and I don't even think I was actually rolling. Oh yeah, no, I did. I was rolling for something out of character,
Mhm.
or well, it was in game. Let's see. I will be doing. I have set something up to make your lives a lot fucking easier. There we go. No, you don't. You get the fuck back in there, sir.
Nice.
Someone's about to lose move privilege.
That was pretty
You
funny.
just- okay,
Oh shit, they're
so
on to me.
is this like a little bit easier to see? Let's see. There we go. Is that easier?
Yeah.
Little bit easier on the edge. I don't want you guys to be able to see like. So don't scroll too far out. Try and use the walls. If this game is as immersive as you make it. This is particularly for Doc, but like Tally streaming. I do want to bring his stream up.
Yes, I am leaving the walls up for the stream too. So
Yeah, you could do the thing, but all right. Doc, I know you didn't do the TLDR, so I will give you the TLDR.
Oh, I read the TD.
Oh,
It's not that long.
Oh, wasn't it? Gee.
he said he didn't because it was too long, so he didn't read it.
All right. So, what if you wish to do it? Tally. Oh yeah, I did that. I bought the little Ukraine charity pack. It was $5 for $2,000 worth of content. Of course, I'm gonna buy it.
This is actually a charity stream, so there's a link in the description, and you can directly donate to Project Hope.
Well, I already donated, not because I wanted to donate, but because
Didn't
What
want
happens
to
if you
donate,
donate
you selfish
5,000?
son of a bitch.
because I wanted the games. And also, I was like, I'm in the army. Either we're gonna do something or we're not.
I wasn't interested in any of the games, but I donated anyway.
Oh, they had quite a few games I was quite interested in. And I have a lot of tabletop games. But anyway, alright, so now that I have your stream officially up, let us hear. You have
What do you want here? The regular TLDR, or do you want like
No, the one I gave to you.
in the private message?
Yes. Let me give just the one. I will give you one line, and then we will continue with.
Did you say one line?
No. Yes, I'm going to do the line just so that everyone's on the same page. This is particularly for Doc. You are currently in the Age of Wolves. All nations are at war, and any truces that exist are uneasy at best.
See, I had a whole 12 seconds to spare.
A
And
whole
now-
12 seconds.
When last we left our heroes.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were actually going to read that entire thing.
I read.
When
the
we
whole thing.
lost.
No,
Okay.
he has a stream going, and he does it for his viewers.
So you want me to read what you typed, right?
What I said to you is,
You and your party vanquish the Tome's Guardian, but learn that there are forces of some unknown corruption moving in the shadows with intent on keeping the Tome protected from the world. Realizing the king sentenced you to death, a religious order of the Lady of Mercy has come to safely retrieve you and help you decipher the Tome. The king seems to have predicted this action and is attempting to subvert your efforts. Some of the members of the order that came to assist you were captured whilst you traveled to the meeting place. They are currently being held in the caves beneath the ruined covenant upon which you stand. You and your party are currently headed back into the caves you just traveled to in order to rescue the remaining members.
all right.
I didn't say
So-
covenant this time.
You did say covenant.
I said covenant.
Nope.
I
That's
said
still not
covenant.
right.
The Covenant.
The covenant.
It's a
Convent.
con-
Okay, I gotta stop playing Halo. Okay, sorry.
We need the Master Chief.
Covenant and covenant are not different enough.
Covenant, same thing. They're all aliens.
That's the fuck. Fine. All right.
Go.
So,
Fuck. That fucking word every time. I
are you?
swear.
You're coming in, right? What's his? Damn it! Too many names. A whole 4 of them. I'm never gonna be able to keep.
I know,
track.
right?
Because I know.
If only everyone
Griff.
had their same name in Discord as they did in the game, it'd be so much easier.
Yeah, well, I have feel. I'm so glad I stopped doing one shots all the time because I was driving me nuts. So Cedric, your ears work. You can hear. All right.
My
as you
ears
drop-
are working. And
As you
I'm
drop
entering
down,
game.
Glad
as
you're
you
here.
drop down, roll me perception checks, test, and deceased death. All right, fine. I'll try to say it right once.
dare you.
Thesesthes. Is that correct? Did they patch out good rolls? Jesus fuck.
Oh my god. What the fuck? Weighted dice.
Tally, you're the worst. You're usually the worst while everyone else is good. So just undo this shit show of rolls.
My perception was 19 in
There you go.
D&D Beyond.
You want perception?
Yes. All right. You can hear.
I got a +3, so a 12.
All right. You can hear from through the door to your immediate west. All of you can see the door with a bit of illumination behind it.
Oh.
Yes, I'm pointing the cone at it. Cedric?
Yep. Yes,
All
I
right.
see
You
it.
can hear behind that is like, you hear someone, it almost seems like someone's leaning on it, like whispering backwards, just like, look, I don't know what they want us to do, but I know for certain they told us do not leave this post until they relieve us. We got him at our backs. There's no way that anything that bad could have happened down there. So, that is what you guys observed. You also notice a weird little face peeking out from here, and you could just barely make out with that kind of a roll. He's got a guild amulet on from the same kingdom as you. Different city, but same kingdom. Because he's the same city as Cedric. Both of you are of the coastal city of Scorn.
I'm from the local city that we're in, right?
Exactly, yes. You and him are both somewhat local to the region, whereas Thesestes and Tally are from the capital. But all of you are very clearly wanderers.
If I understand correctly, the king is still potentially directing these guys, and so these guys might actually be... They might think we're enemies, even if we aren't intended to be.
Correct. The order that came to retrieve you has seemingly been abducted, or at least the friends of the paladin who came to assist you. All of her compatriots have gone missing, and she has reason to believe that they are down here.
I'm gonna point out the person that I saw to the paladin and ask if she recognizes him as friend or foe.
Are you talking about the dwarf?
The guy we can see through the window.
Yes. Yes, she recognizes Borth. She starts to she walks over to Borth rather quietly. Let's see. There she is. As she is walking over, she stumbles because no one can roll above a 5, I guess.
Not even the NPC.
She falls, clattering, like, and you hear her on the other side of the door of them like, "What the hell was that?" And they like just barely peek the door open, but it doesn't seem like they opened it enough to see anything. Like she like basically scattered up, or like collected herself and got up against the wall as quickly as possible. But you do make out at least one pair of eyes is trying to peek out you guys. All right, what are the rest of you guys doing? Let's go down the list. Borth, you do recognize and have walked. She was part of the group that you hired you. She was over, like, "Are you guys all right?"
Sorry, what happened?
So you recall how you were escorting a religious group here for a pilgrimage?
Mm-hmm.
And then they got abducted. Basically, you and them got abducted. But
I'm first gonna check if the guards are looking over where I.
Roll me d20.
Can't wait to roll the one.
Let's get them all out of the way.
Oh, best roll of the entire
Dang
night.
it, you're not going to be wasting all the ones with a 17.
All right, you can't see any of them. It looks like they just all scared to the door to see what the hell was going on.
All right.
Like, and you can also kind of make out that she's like late coming over here trying to interact with you. And she's like, what happened to the abbot or the abbess?
The abbess.
The woman in charge of our expedition.
No idea.
Who's in here with?
When did the religious expedition get lost? Because I remember last campaign we're just flinging fireballs.
So the way let me, if I get you to pay attention this time. Some of the members of the order that came to assist you were captured while you traveled to the meeting place in the convent. They are currently being held in the caves beneath the ruined convent upon which you stand. You and your party are currently heading back into the caves you just traveled through in order to rescue remaining members.
No, I read the TLDR. I got that, but I don't remember anything
Do
about.
you not remember that she came up top? You guys came up top to meet with the convent members. They weren't there, and she found evidence that they had been taken into the caves you just out of.
I definitely remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. All right. Okay, so
Yeah, me too. I totally remember that.
yes,
Totally.
so
Right.
there she's that was articulated last time. All right, anyway, she scampers over to the guild member, which seems, and she's whispering communications over to him. As soon as you get in range of someone else with a guild pendant, you actually have, I believe I've articulated this, as long as you got line of sight on a person with a guild pendant, you could communicate telepathically with them. That is one of the advantages of being guild members. So you guys can communicate silently with him, whereas she has to be in direct proximity to him. So, what are you guys wanting to do now? Thessus, Tally, and Cedric.
Well, I'm gonna first tell her that there's 4 guards.
You're
and-
not Thessus, Tally, or Cedric.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, when she started moving that way, I'm gonna follow her, probably just as loudly.
Roll me a stealth check.
Oh, jeez.
Now that I have my armor engaged, I think I do this at disadvantage.
You do it at a minus, but I'm not gonna really. You've seen exactly what's happening. It's not like you're like trying to sneak through some unfamiliar
It's
place.
17.
17? All right, you're fine. Okay, so you get over there too. Tally, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go over to the door and peer in and see how many guards there are.
Thessus, what are you doing? We'll do
Just...
this all. Technically, this is all simultaneous, so I'm gonna bring y'all back. But I get what you're saying.
Hey,
Yeah.
let me back. I'm looking at the door.
What are you
Sure.
thinking, Thessus?
I'll stand by here and I'll keep an eye out.
You intend to observe? All right.
Can I go back to the door?
Yes. But roll me a
Yeah.
stealth check.
Can I do my...
Yes, you made it successfully
okay.
over here.
16, 17, 18.
Tally, you successfully made it to the door. Let's see. Hang on. Well, now you gotta.
18 beats
You said you rolled an
46.
18? 18 beats 17. Is more.
18 beats 46.
You don't have any minuses to stealth, right?
I get +2, that's why it's 18.
Okay. All right. As you guys are all observing, so the field as you see it now, the female paladin with whom you guys. Let me give her a name. I don't know why I never give people names.
Night.
Alright, great name. So, Lilia. Yeah. It's based off of something else. So, Lilia is observing through the hole, trying to get some information. She whispers, "What do you see? How many?"
I see about 4 guards.
Can you get out?
I could try.
Can you get their attention? And she looks over at Tally as she says that, kind of motioning to him to be ready in the event that he managed to do so.
You need a distraction?
She's looking at she's looking at Borth, motioning. He's like, oh wait, she doesn't know your name because you traveled together. Borth, can you get their attention? And hold tab, by the way, if you want to see names.
I'll try and
Lorth
see.
of Lorth from the north?
Yep.
I thought it was Son of Lorth.
Son of Lorth. I don't know why, but.
Well, no, it's of the House of Lorth.
Okay.
Yeah.
From Lorth. So, of Lorth. Okay. What did you say, Doc?
I'm just gonna see.
Roll me a stealth check. Keep in mind, they still don't know you're on that side.
They just heard that thing and they opened the door and we were all basically standing there
still.
preening.
No, so what happened when they opened the door was that she went ahead of you guys, fell, recovered, made it over here, and they failed their perception check to see, because they just barely opened the door. None of you had moved yet. That's why I had the three of you move simultaneously this time. You followed her lead. And upon that roll, like you kind of motion over towards the door as some rocks scrap, and you hear someone's like, "What the hell was that?" And one of the guards walks over and sees you. Everyone, roll me initiatives.
Oh, yeah.
man.
It's about time your bad roll.
Levels high.
19. Oh yeah.
Oh, finally, someone rolls a good roll.
14.
Oh, you weren't here for Iron Titan's little solo adventure. It was bad.
Oh, fuck. My roll. Oh, atrocious.
I want to go with it. All right, so in order, Tally, what's your bonus?
I was +2, so I got 19.
19. Okay, so we got Tally. All right, first and foremost.
Where do you see your bonus for initiative?
You have a 0, recall.
Okay.
It's right next to your armor class.
Yeah, it's
right in the middle.
AC and below your proficiency bonus, which honestly I don't really. All right, then the next one is, what did you roll, Borth?
10.
10. Okay, so it goes Tally, Cedric, Borth, and where is he? And then we got
I rolled a 5.
baddies. Apply. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Tally, you heard someone on the other side of the door. It's like, "Hey, what are you doing over there?" And then it sounds like clattering, like almost as someone's kind of opening up a jail cell.
Is the door gonna open? Do I have to?
No,
open
it doesn't seem like they're concerned about this side. It seems like something's happening on the other side.
Can I knock on the door and go?
You then hear like clattering even further down. It's like, "Hey, motherfucker, deal with someone else, maybe me. Open this door if you're gonna open any door."
No, knock on the door, and I'm gonna go housekeeping.
Oh god.
Housekeeping. I'm here to sweep the floor.
So you're just gently trying to open the door, is what I'm.
Oh,
hearing.
I'm gonna open this door. It's happening.
It sounds like you're kind of gently. All right. So what do you actually do?
I'm gonna fling the door open, if I can, unless it's locked.
So you are attempting to kick the door open.
Sure, I could pull the door open too. There's always that, because it looks like the handle's on this side to pull it.
Nope.
Nope. Wow, that was
like,
misleading.
I will use my magical god powers and make a door fling open, untouched.
I will.
I was like, I don't actually know.
I
All right,
will open the door then. Yes.
Hang on one.
My magical religious prestidigitation can open doors.
Does the music change for everyone?
Yes.
It did.
All right. So you're attempting to power your way through the door, or what exactly? How do you want to do that?
I'm just gonna kick it with my foot and open it.
Roll me a strength check and an athletics check, and give me the higher of the two.
Oof. All right. So here's my strength. I got a -1, so that's an 18.
Ooh.
And then you said athletics is also a -1, so I don't think I could beat that 18. Yeah.
You switched the 18 to a 2.
All right. You kick the door so hard. Seems like there were two people standing behind it, and you knocked both of them off balance. Like they were not ready somehow for you to be so strong and powerful at the door. And you notice that somebody ended up behind the door, somebody ended up in front of it, and somebody has a bow trained right at your face. Roll me a d20. No bonuses, higher wins.
1d20.
Huh?
Oh,
literally
did you see that? That was on 20 for a split second.
All right. They see you. They have their bow kind of at the ready. They see you. You see them, and you both kind of get the chance to draw, and they draw just a moment faster.
What the hell is that?
Pull for an arrow. I know. You guys can't roll. God damn, you can't.
Almost got that
And
20.
you get an arrow flying right at you, hits you, just kind of wing your shoulder for 4 damage.
All right, down to 54. Do I get to cast anything or no?
But it's now, no, that was literally just an RP-esque thing. It is your turn fully now.
Well, you know
I will
what?
count that. I'll count that kicking the door as a bonus action, so you get a full action.
Well, hey, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw an ice knife at any of them because it really doesn't matter which one.
The one behind the door, you get the idea. How long hit?
They're all within like 10 feet of each other, so I'm just gonna. Actually,
are
this
they?
guy right here. Yep, this guy and this guy. So I'm gonna throw it at this guy right here.
Okay. How close are you to that guy?
Not that close, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm way out of range. So
actually,
one creature
The one at
within
the
range.
one down here is not within range. You see, I brought it down.
Oh
to the
yeah,
ground
he's
this
10.
time.
He's 10 feet. But you know
Yeah,
what? At least I can
also
hit
you-
2 of them.
Okay, yeah, definitely a good idea. All right.
I mean,
Let's see.
is he technically within 5 feet?
So you got to
I
hold
can't really
control. No, it's 10 feet, I thought.
tell. Yeah, you said hold control.
And it'll bring it elevated. It'll change the elevation.
I just that doesn't really help.
Oh, yeah. This one's definitely within 5 feet.
Yeah.
Well, no. When you do this and you're moving it, you can hold control and do elevation instead of left.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah. This one from the area, you could literally throw it like right here and you'll be fine. See, 4 points.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Roll. Let's see. They need a dex saving throw, right? Oh, no. Make a ranged spell attack.
Yep, one creature make a ranged spell attack against the target, which I believe
Is advantage +5, both rolls.
yes, +5.
15's on the ground.
The ranged spell attack. Come on, D20.
1 save. 2 ones. All right, so that's 14. And roll me one more. All right, roll for damage.
All right, 1d10 piercing damage. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. 10.
Oh crap!
What the hell happened to my dice?
I deleted them. I guess you could keep rolling.
So there's the d10 piercing
4 +
damage.
Wait, what level are you casting this at, by the way?
I'm just gonna cast it at my level, or is it?
1.
Nope, it's second level.
Okay, second level, ice knife. Why do you have a
Second
bonus
level
of-
or higher. The cold damage increases by 1d6 for each slot
Third.
level above first.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, second level cold damage increased by 1d6. So they both failed the dex roll, so 3d6.
This is for the miss when it explodes, right?
No, you hit and it explodes. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but they both
'cause it
failed.
says hit or miss, it then explodes. Dex saving
So, yeah.
throw or take. Okay,
So 3d6.
13.
All right, the ice knife explodes, and it basically just like completely overwhelms them. These individuals looked like they were hired by the lowest bidder. Let's just say that, or whoever hired them was looking for whoever they had to pay the lowest. All right, so Cedric,
And then
what
I
are
laugh.
you doing?
Ha
Nah, Cedric, what's up?
Nah.
How's everyone doing on health?
One person is slightly injured.
I'm good.
Borth looks. Borth is groggy still, but he doesn't look injured.
I still have
Not-
54 hit points. I'm good.
I cannot see anyone from here, so I am going to try and move inside the room.
All right.
And who do I see?
You can make out other members of your guild. Looks like they hired more than just one individual to escort them.
So
Particularly
the ones
here,
on the ground are
these look like bandits, maybe some local riffraff hired people
so
that.
this is riffraff.
Yes. That is not a dead riffraff. That is just a prone riffraff. He kicked the door so hard. You're super
Gotcha, okay.
Hulk mage steroids.
This is
Kick
a
the-
standing up riffraff.
Yes.
Okay, then I am going to cast my spiritual weapon, and he's gonna swipe at this guy, at the one remaining standing guy.
All right. Of course I made your so rapier. Aha! Why wouldn't I make this permanent? Alright. And I believe you have control, correct?
I do.
Alright. So, roll the hit. It's a bonus action, right, to create it, or is it a
It
full action to
is.
create it?
It's a full action to create it, but in its
Bonus action.
creation, it's bonus action to attack.
Okay, so your full action will be this. Alright, roll the hit.
That is a 23 to hit.
23 to hit?
Yes.
Roll for damage.
7.
Alright. The person essentially is like, ah! Because he was not facing you with his shield. The moment you guys came in through, he was caught quite surprised and was looking, had eyes on Borth of Lorth from the north. And you felled him rather easily with one blow. So what are you guys doing?
So they just came in and started blasting.
I started blasting. So what are you doing?
So the room's clear now?
No,
There's one
still
guy on the
person.
ground, but
They're
he's
not dead. They've just been prone, and the door is still locked in front of you.
So there's no way I can get to it. How strong does the door look?
The door looks strong. The wall does not.
Gonna try to see if I can knock down.
Roll me a d20. Are you trying to hit it with your hammer?
Yeah,
Okay, roll me a d20.
the wall that's right.
No. Yeah, roll me a d20, and then we'll see what you get.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Roll me a 10 and a 0-0.
Okay.
Nope, 40. Alright. So it is not your day at all. So you smash some of the rocks, but like it collapses, but it starts to collapse in on you.
Oh.
Roll me a dex save.
That'd be
4. Alright, your character's now pinned under some wood from that, and you take 6 points of damage. However, there is a passage you are just kind of that you could theoretically get out if you weren't stuck under this wood.
great.
Alright. Cessus, what are you doing?
Do I see? Can I? Is there?
You notice that this, like someone smashed. This is what you saw on your turn. Someone tried to smash it out. The wall kind of fell on them. You notice that Tally just kicked the door down, started beating the shit out of people. And then Cedric came in and beat the shit out of someone else. And that's kind of all you could see from here.
All right. And let's see what's the distance between me and about 60. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see him fall down and say, "Don't worry, friend. I'll be there in a jiffy." And I'm going to pull some drugs from my component pouch, and I'm casting haste on myself
Alright.
as I snip it and beat it, and I'm invigorated with a certain.
What are you taking, a 5-hour energy?
Yep. I just
Nice.
cast haste on myself, and I'm going to move double my.
Hang on. For the duration of combat, your character has double move speed.
Yep.
I'll always go with a creative idea. Alright.
And as I come in and say, I'm going to sort of like push the lady aside, and I'll stop. Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm a gentleman. You need help, my friend. I heard you scream. And I'm going to sort of like pull out a small obituary and start and say something along the lines of, "Well, you see, I'm sort of like the leader here. And before I help you, I want you to understand that there's a certain high. Oh wait, I'm running out of time, aren't I? We'll talk about this later on. And I'm going to try and do. Can I use a bonus action to try and lift it? I don't know.
You haven't used any actions yet, but just do what? Bonus action do what?
To lift the whatever's burdening him.
You can use a full action. You can get under. I will let you like duck under. It's a little high, so I'll count that like duck action.
Oops.
Instead of rolling, you can just duck under as a full action. But you may go over here.
No,
without
really, you're counting that, then I can't take any actions because the haste cast took an action for me to cast.
The haste? No, you just. Oh yeah, you combine some stuff. I'll count that as a bonus action. You may use with advantage because of your 5-hour energy. Roll athletics and strength, and give me the higher of the two rolls.
All right.
I know you're gonna -1 to both. Not your day. Not your day. While he's doing this, Borth, roll me a strength check. You are attempting to help him.
All right. That's a 9 on the athletics, and a 7 on the. So no, this I rolled dexterity.
So hang on. 9 plus 6.
Ignore that last.
Yeah, I know. 9 plus 6. Does either of you have a bonus? Oh no, you got a minus. Oh, Borth has a bonus. So the total would be 16. All right. With the two of you combined struggling against it, you managed to just barely shift the log off of him and push it to the side. And
sort of like reach my hand, extend my hand, and say, "We're going home." I don't know where home is, but I'm just high and I don't give a shit. Let's go.
Borth, roll me a d20.
Okay.
Just a Constitution. Well, I'll add your Constitution.
God.
5. All right. Your character sits up and is like, "Holy shit, that really took the wind out of me." You do not get a chance to act next turn because your character just cannot roll goddamn dice to save your fucking life. You may have a full action, but you cannot walk or have a bonus action. All right. The human bandit attempts to stand up, and if as luck would have it, let's see. 50. That's not good enough. I don't like that number. I really hate a 51 or 50 flat. 29. All right. Your character attempts to move, and their foot is stuck under the door, like they're shimmying, and it looks like they're kind of frantically, like they cannot quite maneuver smoothly out. All right. The paladin, looking around, she maneuvers around. She sees what you guys are doing. She's like, "We gotta get them out of here." And it's like, all of these people swore their service to us. And she immediately is like, she looks down at the individual stuck under the door. She draws her sword and she looks over at Tally and Cedric and thinks for a moment. And then she looks at Borth and she says, "What do you think is just here?" She's holding the blade to the person who's essentially on the ground's throat. As you are the one who was subject to their treatment, she says.
Just give me a second here, I'm thinking.
You can ask your party members. Like, I don't know, you don't know much about them, but if it's a tough question. It seems like the battle has been won.
Yeah. I would say just knock him out.
Well, alright. So we're gonna have our own prisoner to deal with, she sighs. Does everybody agree with that? She looks over at she looks at Tally and everyone else in the party. So in order, she looks at Tally. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm okay with this.
She looks over at Griffin. What do you think we should do with our prisoner?
We've got cells right here. We can clear one of them out and put the remaining people in there and lock the door and hope someone finds them.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Hope someone finds them?
Well,
Hope?
leave it to the gods,
Hang on.
said the cleric.
Tessus, what's your take on it? She says.
I can barely focus. All I'm doing is just walking around the room. Gold is alive!
Like, hey, Tweaker! What do you think we should do with the prisoner?
We'll throw him off the roof. We'll hail him a king. I don't give a shit.
All right.
Forrest starts getting a little worried.
She looks over at the cells with the other prisoners in them that have the guild crest. She's like, all right, I guess we should let them out. What do you guys want to do? Doesn't look like I've got any keys on me.
You break the doors down.
Didn't someone find some lockpicks earlier?
You did last adventure. So what are you guys doing?
Firebolt the door.
So
I'm gonna move to the
Guessing or
closest door
saying?
to me. I'm gonna move it the closest door to me and try and open the door.
all right, you're just trying to push it open and pull it open.
I'm gonna try and manhandle it. If manhandling doesn't work,
All right,
no.
everyone-
First, I'm gonna try and use the tools. Let's see, what do I have here?
Someone in your party has the lockpicks tool. I don't remember. Who,
I don't.
But I think, it was
think I
Callie.
have the training for it though. Does anyone else have the training for it?
I don't have a lockpick.
Someone picked it up last time, and I can't remember who.
All right, give me 1 second. BRB one, like IRL.
Does anyone actually remember who has those tools?
Not me.
Okay, I'm gonna arbitrarily assume someone had it, and then I went and took them from them, and now I am carrying them.
Sure. That's funny. It's how all modern day departments run their shit. I don't have the knock spell. So cut up.
Okay, so you're just attempting to like brute force the door.
I found the lockpicks, and I'm trying to use them, even though I don't know how to use them, so I think I have to do it at disadvantage and can possibly break it.
Go ahead and roll me a d20. Okay, give me the lower of the two.
That's a natural 1. I have broken our lockpick tools.
That's a,
Of all the rolls of all, that's unfortunate.
Okay, in my frustration, I am taking out my mace, and I am wailing on the lock.
hang on.
Can I just
Alright.
firebolt the door open?
Okay, 1 moment.
Technically, Technically, that is not a door opening thing, so it's just
I can
doing
destroy
damage.
the door with it, though.
All right. As
Uh-oh.
you attempt to do
It's
this, you
very,
hear a
very
loud
dark now.
rumble.
Yeah. I'm trying to make my way.
Seems like the two prisons, or all three of the prison cells they were originally held in, had been rigged with a sort of drop-down device, so that you're not sure the distance, but all three cells just had the bottom dropped out that they were originally held in, and someone had rigged it in such a way with a certain spell of some nature that. Let's see. Let's just say it didn't go super great, and you can no longer see the individuals that were previously in the cells.
Well, that freaking sucks. Can we hear anybody like screaming for help or something?
You just kind of heard a "ha!" and like it seems to be way beyond the distance of survival.
Well, so much for those guys. I'm moving on in my life. I'm going over here.
Kind of like, thank God that fucker got out of his cage, huh?
Well, the person who's in charge of this is evil beyond belief. I'm gonna look towards the paladin and ask what the next step is.
Do you want me to get rid of the flying weapon yet?
Yeah, it should go away.
Let me use the restroom. Get Talia or get Cestus off the ground for some reason.
No, it's just I'm suffering.
However, when you did try, like, you sort of like shenanigans a couple of the doors, and that one actually managed to open because it was not quite trapped like the other ones.
Hey, buddy.
All right.
High five.
So You guys are meeting each other essentially for the first time.
High five,
Feel
bro.
free to interact however you wish. Callie attempts to attack.
No,
or
it's my
requests
high
to
five
attack.
action.
I have to use the restroom.
Roll a d20, see if they hit me across the pit.
All right, remember, look at the elbow, okay?
Oh, fuck!
Yeah, he does
Oh, and I
that.
rolled a natural 20. High five me now.
I'm now dead.
Do like the surprise, right? Can you not do like the spin and reactionary thing? Like the spin?
There's like a twirl option, isn't there?
Yeah, twirl up and that's your high five.
Whatever. I like
Yeah,
the
well, it
attack
doesn't
vector.
sound like a squish. I don't know if you want your high fives to end in a squish, but
We gotta be closer for that then. And
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, twirl.
squish.
2, 3, twirl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
How can you never do that with me? I mean, we've known each other.
Because you're always hiding, that's why.
Ah,
It's because you're too
Really
needy.
hiding. You just walk into the.
You're also too short, and I try and high five, and I hit you in the
Oh, yeah.
face.
He's too short, not the dwarf. Worst Todd. All right. So as you guys finish up, the paladin drags said unconscious individual into the remaining room, pulls the bodies out and closes it.
Oop.
She notes that it's going to take some time to really secure this room. It might be quicker to just finish them off, she says.
I'm for this. Let's do this. Let's kill them all.
Jesus.
But if you guys wish, whoever does this will fatigue you, and you will take a -2 to Constitution for the next hour. You can attempt to re-solidify the
Okay,
room.
I'm okay with this because my con is +6.
So
Oh, no, you're
Cedric is obviously not going to
No? Okay.
like
Allie.
kill people in cold blood.
Okay, so I guess
Ellie,
I
your
won't
con is
either
fine.
then. That's
Oh,
fine.
okay. So
No, I'm like a battle mage, so
all right.
yeah.
So
I have
for
an
every
18
player,
armor class. It's ridiculous.
so it starts at a 10, and for every player who participates, it goes in half, rounded up. So 5, 3, 2.
Let's just leave them
So-
here to slowly starve to death.
However, if you don't participate, you don't take any of the minuses.
Fine.
Yeah,
So-
my vote is to secure them and move on.
Safely
Drag
secure.
them
Who's
Into the
helping
cell?
to? Yeah, who is essentially also helping to safely secure because someone destroyed the wall on the side, if you'll recall, and therefore the room is no longer secure.
Can we
But
open
you
the-
need to put,
Can we open this room over here and just throw them into the pit?
yeah, you can kill them.
I mean,
I mean, I can use my mending cantrip to,
in the wall.
I mean, 1 block at a time, mend it.
I have stone shape.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm saying if you're going to spend the time, you know you're in a rush, you know there's other members of this party that are here, then you can choose to give up, what is it? The bone, or what is it, minus, I think said
So
4?
okay, let me clarify this. I don't know any of that. The paladin is the person who's in
No,
charge here. Whatever the
telling
paladin
you.
is telling us is
Hang on, no. She's telling
what
you.
I'll default to.
This is what she's saying. We can shore up this room, but if we do, it's gonna slow us down, and it's gonna make trek forward more difficult. Every single one of you knows that innately as an adventurer. Like, no part of you is like, gee, will doing more work make things more throughout the day?
No,
more
but
difficult?
for instance, I can't tell if there's a ticking clock and they're gonna kill 1 person an hour
Well,
until we get there, or if
so
they're gonna
You have
chill
no
out.
knowledge. None of you know
Yeah.
anything other than it seems like they're bait for you. You guys have the thing they want, right?
I vote we
How's
just leave them here and move.
All right.
But
so
I mean,
you
if we
told me
leave
that
them
they-
unsecured, then they're just gonna come up on our flank and attack us again.
That's fine.
So
I'll just
that's
kill
not
them all if
acceptable.
that happens. They're all fine here. We'll
Okay,
leave, we'll
so
lock the door.
classic attempt to intimidate them, follow us and you die kind of thing.
Pretty much.
I'm
Should
okay
I kill
with that.
one of them as an example?
We already
I mean,
did,
you killed,
right?
Oh,
You
okay.
killed 3 of them as an example.
Oh, maybe
Then
then
we
they
throw
should
the
know
body.
already.
question is, who are
Okay,
you
I think
looking
that's better.
at?
I think that's better. So
okay.
let's do an intimidation, a group intimidation check.
He's unconscious.
I get a +3 to intimidation, so if you want me to roll, I will.
No, you already requested the paladin knock her out. She did that.
Okay, fair enough.
Like this. So the four of you are all consigned to move on.
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
That's the sissy you coming to?
I mean, why not just kill him? He just makes it a lot easier. I mean,
I mean, you
Because
guys
I'm a
killed-
cleric, so I'm not going to. You
To be
can
fair,
if you want to.
You guys kill people left and right. I find this is
Not
strange.
in cold blood, though.
What, in warm blood?
Yeah,
I did
in
just-
an active attack, absolutely.
Kicked the
what about
door
you?
open
Temperature
and
blood.
killed them all without even asking them anything.
Oh, well, you did knock down two and basically
Um,
commit one to
stick my
death.
mouth,
What's
just imagine them, but like
Oops.
turning away and singing to myself a lullaby, so I don't have to remember what I did. All right.
Are you
I'll
leaving?
crack
Where are
this
you
cup.
going?
I'm trying to figure out how to move on.
All right, so
Well, shit,
I
don't
need
leave me
you guys to be
behind.
all-
Uh,
you guys need to be all on the same page.
did I do a perception check for any rats or mice around?
All right. Hang on. Party, come back to the. So don't go past the paladin without like referring to me. Yes, I see it. Cestus is kicking the corpses.
I might as well join in.
All right. All right. So she's attempting to pick up the trail of anything. You're not noticing. What is it? Rats and mice. However, Borth from the north. You are noticing that there's kind of like more snail-like creatures here because of all the water. Like it seems like there's a bit. Everyone roll me a knowledge nature. Or what is it? Wisdom nature? Yeah, intelligence nature.
That'd be a 20.
Yeah,
That is a
D20.
2 for me.
And then you can look at your bonus, which
7.
for you
Is
is
a
12.
on your character sheet.
Yep.
All right, Tally. All right, every single one of you is getting the idea that there's no animals here, but there are bugs. The tide covers this area then in such a space that animals cannot live here, but it does not cover, and so much so that the roof is completely covered.
Ah,
That is, you know.
A ticking
That is what you
clock
call
is
it.
what I hear.
Yeah, we should really get out of here.
All right, but all right. So as you guys are going out, the paladin, she is looking around for signs of like struggle or someone carrying someone. She sees several paths, but she does seem to have one she favors, and those of you who have traveled with her know what that means. So,
It
what are you
means
guys
that
doing?
It's a bad path, but we'll follow
well, I
her
mean,
anyway.
she got you this far. Rude. She looks at you guys. She looks at your doubtful face and feels insulted. She's like, "Hey, who got you here?" All right, where you at?
Being led into one trap after the other, following her.
It does seem like you guys are always able to double back. She says, "No one's dead except for those other two, but they're guild members and they're not like people like the rest of us. You guys are good."
Shall we?
Tally, where you at?
Oh, wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said.
Alright. I don't know where
So-
everybody else went.
I would orient yourself north and wait
Yep.
to watch. All right. So she says, "Follow me," and everyone give me a perception check. I wish I was like looking for particular things, but
That was almost a natural 20 that I just rolled on today.
19, 20, 21.
all right. So
20.
Tally sees lots of footprints going this way. And they're kind of like wet, or they're breaking into the moss that you can see in the ground, the wet mud. So there very clearly has been quite a bit of activity in this area. Give me every single one of you, give me I don't know what it would be called. Arcana check, except for fourth, whose would be nature.
13.
9.
That's 12 plus 7. That's fuck. 19.
Okay.
Mine would be 24 for nature.
Okay, so you could detect like a source of like unnatural strength coming from this direction.
Okay, I detect some sort of unnatural source coming from this particular direction. Now, what should you do?
As it kind of fills your nostrils, your eyes almost open up. It's like easier to see a bit. Each one of you, as that gains this like some sort of like almost unnatural illumination to the world here. And the paladin continues on. She notes the house to your right, but does not seem to make too much of it as she's following very deliberately the tracks and attempting to
I
make her.
don't trust her.
So what are you guys doing?
Following her,
You're just
looking
following-
around.
Is anybody gonna check the house? Because I would like to see if there's anything in here.
I'm gonna go check the house.
Yeah,
I am not.
I am.
All right.
There's Oh god, not this fucking guy again.
He looks over at you and your individuals. Who is holding the skull now, by the way?
Oh yeah, who does have that? I thought it was the
It's either
Thesis.
you or Thesis.
I thought it was Thesis that had it.
Thesis, do you
Wait,
have
what?
do you recall the plagued skull?
Oh my god! I mean, I must be snoozing off. What the bloody hell is a plague skull?
It's been a long time.
The skull you looted
Yeah.
off a dead person.
Yeah.
When?
from-
I have looted several dead people, and it's because there's several dead people who paved the way of our.
Well, so what happened was Marley
bloody
actually. No, hang on. Marley actually had it, but because Marley dropped out, I just default like quest specific or story relevant items to either of you.
I
Who
believe you
choose to
gave
go
it to.
left.
I believe you gave it to them. I don't have it.
So, well, no, I didn't give it to either of you. I wanted to ask you guys who took it up. Like you had a party member basically choose to retire and hand off the skull to. Knowing it's Okay, Tally has the skull. All right, you recognize this individual as
Son of a
a-
bitch.
as a primordial from before the age of essentially the creatures of fire.
This
You
guy.
know,
Was this the guy we met? We met in the tavern.
Yeah.
Yep, you met him in the
That's
empty
why I said
tavern.
not this fucking guy.
Yeah. Oh my god! Oh, not this guy again! Oh, I hate him. I don't
So-
even know who he is.
So your party members all come over towards there, I would imagine.
Hey
You guys
guys,
hear-
I'm gonna
you
need
hear
some help
conversation.
over here.
As the pilot, Cedric, what are you doing?
I'm not going to go until the paladin goes.
The paladin hears it and goes to investigate. I mean, naturally. All right. He looks over at you and chuckles.
He's the one who hates me
And-
because I'm draconic.
Well, he chuckles at you and he's like, "You just can't leave well enough alone, can you?" He coughs again. Is like, you notice rather obviously does not take too much extra effort on your part that whatever rot infected the emperor, the last emperor that you just vanquished, seems to be affecting him as well, but only in a very minor sense.
Should
And he
I?
looks at-
Oh no.
what's that?
Should I ask him what the fuck are you doing down here right now?
He looks at you. He's like, "Well, I'm waiting for you, of course. You know that you weren't even mentioned in the annals of fate until you made terrible decision after terrible decision. Well, I'd even say you have a death wish, but someone else wished death upon you already, and that didn't seem to play out for them, did it?"
I'm sorry, I can't quite hear you well enough. You have like a little gruff timbre to your voice.
Well-
could you repeat that in a less sinister manner, please? It's kind of hard to understand it when you're snickering and trying
Is
to make
that
it
out of
seem-
combat, or is that out of character? Or
No. It's in
Okay,
character.
all right. Can you actually understand me? Is my question.
I can understand you. I'm just
Okay,
sort of
alright.
like trying
He
to
looks over at you.
patronize him.
He looks over at you. He's like, Well, time is less kind to those who have more of it in some way. Not sure
Did
why.
you say time is less kind to those who have more tits?
More of it.
More of it.
More of it. Oh yeah.
For
Yeah.
in reality, immortality is its own burden. But you've pissed off my father. I would also aspire to do the same. But thus far, I can only do so much as to say, you're going the right way. I just hope you don't die in the process.
Oh, nice. You don't by any chance have anything to give us that will help us on our journey, by any chance?
He begins to cough.
Elden Ring NPCs.
He coughs onto his hand and is like, yeah, give me your hand and I shall give you what I have.
Could I do an insight check
This was the rot,
Insight
right?
what?
on what he's saying?
So,
He wants me
I
to
will
shake
give you
his
hang
spit
on.
hand.
This is a little bit of out of character that you guys should have kind of told your party members behind you in the moment. Or actually, here, the talismans allow you guys to communicate telepathically as long as you have line of sight. And it can happen instantaneous. So, Borth and Cedric were not present for certain events. Go nuts.
This fucking guy killed an entire town. I'm blaming it on him. He brought the rot to this town. It was a cursed rot, and everyone died. And I don't think I want to shake his spit hand, to be honest.
Clearly.
I don't even want to be here, so it's all your party.
And
So-
do you have anything else besides bodily fluids to offer
All
us?
As you clearly do not remember, I will tell you he was such a footnote and all of the shenanigans happening. Someone rolled through. I think it was you through your draconic essence. He is a child of not the gods of the earth, but not the gods of the sky, but the gods of the earth.
Yeah, he smelled me, and he
you know-
could smell my draconic heritage, and he spit
You're-
on me.
You all know now, or this is kind of just known in the world, there are the 12 gods of the heavens, but there are also 12 gods of the earth that are essentially spirits, like the druids version of gods. And then they had children. The gods of the heaven had the celestials. The gods of the earth had the primordials. And you note that he is a primordial. So he is one of the earliest creatures to roam the earth. Not not a god, but on par with. And he seems to be sick with whatever contaminant you ran upon in that town.
Why does he want to give me his contaminant? Just 'cause
Well, he
he's
just
a
said,
dick.
you're just saying I told you, he coughed on his hand and then he reached it out and said, I will give you what I have.
So that's pretty much nothing. Okay, you don't have anything else because you are just collecting skulls in the last place we saw. So
He
I just
looks
wonder if you-
over. He looks at Thesis and even everyone he can see in your party, so your whole party, and he reaches out the hand one by one. Thesis, he looks at Thesis and he's like, I will give you what I have.
Mage hand, and I'll just shake it.
He chuckles and shoves it off. It seems like he's a bit used to parlor tricks of that nature. And he reaches out towards Borth.
I block his hand and say no thanks.
He reaches it out towards Cedric.
I'm gonna roll a d20 and see whether or not I think my god will protect me. High or low? High means I'll shake his hand. I shake his hand.
There you go.
Hang on. So you rolled. Is there such a thing as divine insight? Because they have intellectual nature, all this other stuff. So religion. So I will consider that a religion roll. And you got a 19 for religion. And
If it's a
you'll-
religion, then it's a 22.
Yes. You essentially reach towards. What did you choose as your? Everybody gets a thing, like a pendant for their religion. I'm trying to think of what it is.
Like a
Reliquary.
talisman, you mean?
You chose a reliquary. So you placed your hand on your reliquary and attempt to communicate with your goddess in this moment. And she whispers onto you, caution, but be not afraid.
Okay. Then I reach out my hand and shake his
Alright.
hand.
You step in front of the whole party
Hmm,
in defiance of everyone else's cautions, and as he reaches out and touches your hand, you are flashed with a knowledge of something. And it is not something which can be portrayed entirely to the full party at this moment. But you now know for certainty that you are about to face something empowered by what is essentially a demigod down the hallway. And he backs off and chuckles at you, and as he backs off and chuckles, he vanishes away from your perception.
I hate when people do that. Can't you just walk out normally?
I hate
Why
that
can't
guy.
they just talk to people? What? Where's he gonna walk? He's like, "Hey guys, move out of the way. I'm leaving. I'm leaving mysteriously."
Well,
No, you could just tell
I'm
us to
going
turn
to
around.
wipe my hand on my cloak and then turn around and tell people exactly what I just heard.
Every single one of you, roll me a wisdom medicine.
Medicine. You have an STD now.
That is 13.
And that's a natural 20, I think.
Tally tells
no,
you.
yeah.
Tally immediately tells you, burn your glove, burn your jacket.
Yup.
Rolled a 60.
Okay, I take my glove and jacket off and
Hope you didn't have any bonuses from those.
use Sacred Flame to burn them.
Ooh, creative. I like it. Let me read exactly the details of Sacred Flame. Where is that one? What level is that?
Rolling a lot of 19s.
It's a cantrip. It's a flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range. Target must succeed at seeing target no benefit from combat.
So
it's not like
hang on. No. I know that according to the rules, that's not exactly how they work, but I like the creativity of that. Your cloak is saved because you only just minorly like rush something off, but your gloves are gone. Like you realize that whatever just infected your gloves is gone. You got a lot of knowledge there that unfortunately you're gonna have to process later. But right now, you can smell a demigod almost through the walls to the north.
Told you not to shake his spit hand.
Hey, now we know what we're heading towards. Do we want
Well,
to
he
go in
went-
the opposite direction?
No,
Or rather,
I wanna
rather-
face this.
you could sense the traces of a celestial here. Someone beyond his father has left remnants of themselves. All right. So what are you guys doing?
Getting the hell out of this room before I get infected with anything, going back to the door.
The paladin is walking with your group as you move on. She's like, so what the fuck was that?
Yeah, I'd rather not talk about it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just
She looks over at Cedric, observing a huge change in his demeanor after touching the individual. Is like, anything you want to tell us?
I specifically said I told everyone everything I know.
Okay, all right. She's like, yeah, but I want to hear you word it in the way your character would word it.
I reached out to my god for goddess for insight, and she told me to be cautious, but to accept what he offered, and I was imbued with a great deal I haven't been able to process yet, but I have the distinct impression that we are approaching a demigod.
Fun, she says. All right. Anyone notice anything? You know what? I'm done with these shenanigans right now. And she just presses the door. She doesn't even play around with it. Everyone, roll me a percentage check.
Percentage?
Is that all? Is there anything
10,
else you wish
yep.
to say? that you're not telling us?
10 and a 0-0. Apparently, we're about to kill a demigod, she said, or traces of a demigod. You're pretty useless at details, she says, looking at you,
Oh,
but
fuck, 21.
Well, I'm gonna look right at the DM and be like, "You're pretty useless too."
hey, I
you rolled
told
a
you.
2. Nice.
You get the sense that you're about to face something with demigod essence, and you didn't tell any of your party members that, so...
I feel like I clearly said I am going to communicate everything I understand,
I
and
know,
then you
but
asked
come
me
on,
for flowery language, and so
RP a little bit, man.
I don't understand what you told me. So without using the exact
Okay.
words you told me, I can't infer anything
So-
else.
You get the sense that the taint of the Celestials exists here, and you get the sense of the threat. Beyond that, I cannot guide you any further. That is essentially what he told you.
Is she in the next room?
Yeah, she just started walking through. She got really aggravated with that because,
Should we follow?
to be fair, the paladin and your cleric are of the same deity, and he spoke to her, or she spoke to him, and that is quite an ordeal. There are only 13 deities, and that one time didn't even a messenger didn't come to him. Someone spoke to him in a personal way, guiding his decision is a huge deal as far as gods and those who are. Imagine if someone on human Earth was like, God said to do this, it would very much so impact the followers of said individual. And
her impact was to flee?
her impact was envy.
Oh, I see.
She walks into the room and then pauses.
She's super
And then
jelly.
looks. As she walks in the room, let's see. Stop.
Yep.
She takes 16 points of damage as the floor she drops on seems to just like hit her like with a gas so noxious, like just everything within this
she
radius is knocked out. Like
Is she just bulldozing ahead?
Yep.
yeah,
She
she's
got super
incredibly
jelly and ran off is what happened.
Yeah, well, the whole reason she's alive is the service of the Maiden of Mercy. And the Maiden of Mercy just gave someone else a message when they could have, in a sense, give it to her. Hold on, back the fuck up, bro.
Sorry, I didn't see those guys.
All right,
I didn't see them.
all right. So you guys are walking into the room,
I
and
won't-
yeah, I know you didn't see them. You still don't.
Can I check the barrel?
Yes,
So
Broth,
we just
hang
saw
on,
her
hang on.
drop.
Broth has asked a question.
My apologies.
Yes. And yes, you are. Broth, throw me a d20.
Plus
Your
2, 14.
character has, in the spirit of your character, taken a drink without checking.
I
Gained.
missed-
Hang on. Gained a +4 to Constitution and a -4 to Wisdom for the next hour. Cedric, your character has a +1 to Wisdom and a +2 to Concentration, as the rarity of a deity speaking to one is pretty significant.
Sorry,
You also
plus what and what?
1 to Wisdom and a +1 to Constitution. However, Tally, what are your thoughts on why? I want to hear every single person's thoughts, as this has happened rather quickly. I'll start with Assessments, actually. So, what did you think when Cedric grabbed the hand of the individual all of you shied away from?
He was a creep. Frankly, I'm not going to sully myself with the likes of he, at least from what I see. And I don't trust that Cedric has told us everything, but I wholeheartedly believe that he'll come and turn around in time and realize the hierarchy demands that he speak to me as his leader, and he's confident. He will reveal to me what bothers him. So I'm just sitting back hoping he'll come down. He'll come around.
Tally, what are your thoughts?
I didn't shake his hand because I dealt with this guy before and he attacked us.
So, what were your thoughts on after seeing?
I thought he was going to
him-
try and trick me and infect me with whatever killed that entire village. That we
So, I didn't articulate it well enough. Each one of you noticed that Cedric, like, his whole demeanor changed after, like, referencing his holy totem, as it were. He grabbed his holy totem, demeanor changed, he was super skeptical, grabbed the holy totem, and then went 100% in. So, what are your perceptions now?
I think his god actually spoke to him, and that's why the paladin got so pissed off and ran ahead.
All right, and Borth, what are your sober perceptions? Because you're just drunk now.
I didn't. I wanted to investigate it, but
You guys have
I've-
been.
I thought he was a bit odd. But Hume God's
Alright.
work in mysterious ways. So
All right. So is it Borth? Roll me acrobatics check.
okay.
Oop.
12 plus acrobatics.
All right. Tide came in, but it turns out the way the tide works around here is it gets dammed up until it all releases. Just flooded up while you were enjoying yourself, as it were, and your character successfully didn't get screwed over or pulled away by the current, but your character kind of got shoved to the stairs and kind of just roosted there. You're like, oh shit! Tides come in, fuck faces.
That's right. He's got those barrels on his back. He can just float whenever the water
I'm a
comes.
barrel rider.
All right. So you noticed. Oh, that would be, man. That's a really cool idea, and I've never once thought about that. It's like, all right, this character tries to float on water, like getting across bodies of water. So they wear an perfectly sealed barrel on their back.
Yeah, we
to
just
float.
all grab hold of him and paddle.
That's a cool idea. I just wanted to note that. I was like, oh, that's a cool RP thing. All right. So you guys were walking into the room. Cedric was sort of noticing that she was in a tough after all that happened. And what are you guys doing? She stepped on a stone that seemed to just knock her out. Simultaneously, you hear the water flowing up behind you.
Cool.
Borth safely makes up to you, a little bit drunker for the wear, but much happier.
So-
The water's fucking coming in, obviously.
Stopped for a drink and then suddenly, whole place was flooded. I'm fine.
All right.
Don't
so
step on the
Tally,
white stones. Got it.
Tessus, what are you doing?
Just once I'm going to try and hold myself, and I'm
Hang
going
on.
to try and investigate this room. I'm just going to try and glance around the room and see what I can pick up, because I just saw a paladin in full plate armor drop in a relatively dangerous location. I think I'm going to try and investigate.
As you guys are walking through, it kind of feels like something's absorbing some of the light and giving more, almost like the air here has changed. Like every single one of the back of your necks are on, or the hair on the back of your neck standing up. Each one of you is alert. You all get a +1 to perception.
All right. So
Okay.
+4.
Do I roll
Okay.
anything?
What are you trying to do?
Alright, I'm going to try and investigate and see what I
Alright,
can
roll me a
find.
roll me a perception check.
Oh, that sucks. That's 6 plus. That's about 10.
Alright.
Actually, 11.
You notice that she's passed out.
Oh my god.
Uh,
what do we worship,
How
by the way, as
observant
elves?
of you.
Was that? Did anyone else try to observe with him? You
Yeah.
guys can
I can.
I'm gonna immediately try the preserve life thing whenever it's my turn.
So this is something that I wanted to try to articulate. With RP, since it's not turn-based, I think we should try. I'll be like, what are you rolling? You roll perception. If you guys are all capable of doing it, you can kind of save his shitty roll. So if you guys want to try and help out Cestus's perception roll, go ahead. I've been doing it backwards, I think. All right.
20.
Okay. 20. All right. This has this. You get this idea that these are like ruses. You see my light?
Yeah.
Yeah. These might be related to something somewhere in here, but these are not the actual false stones.
Ah, interesting.
But you can't tell the details. You're like, these are, basically you walk up and you're like, this is just as sturdy as like the one I'm standing on. What is happening?
Oh,
That's-
convenient. They're all white. Checkered.
Exactly. That's why you're really like, wait, what? Everyone, center your character on an actual square for this.
Alright, I'll be right back. I got by.
Okay.
Uh,
No, not pat that far up. There. Dog stop. Okay.
Why is the dwarf
For this.
blasting
hang
around?
on. Wait.
I was gonna ask the group what happened.
He saw. Oh, that's right. You didn't see it. All right, so
I'm gonna ask them drunkenly.
then around here around. So I do like to acknowledge or follow the rule of what is it? If your party knows it and has no reason to keep it from you, you know it. But does anyone want to RP tell his character what happened? No.
I didn't quite follow it.
I said I do like to follow the rule.
No,
of-
I didn't quite follow the other stuff. The tiles are
Okay,
related
so-
to triggers, but they aren't
Yeah.
the triggers.
Correct. There's something deceptive about them. They're relevant, but it's deceptive, and it's hard to tell why.
How are they deceptive? Is they illusory?
He just said it's hard to tell why, so we
Right, I'm
probably
back.
have to do
Roll
something
me-
to figure
Yeah,
out.
but why is it hard to tell? Why is it like are they illusions?
So the
or-
reason it's hard to tell why is they look just as sturdy as the floors you're standing on, or as the tiles you're
okay.
standing on. Okay, so roll me an initiative, and this is literally going to be a one at a time encounter. You make one move each. There's no enemies. It's a question of what are you trying to do with your moves, and that's it.
I'm having some shitty rolls today.
No, you think you're having shitty rolls. You haven't been Borth of the Lorth or North, or Borth of Lorth.
North.
All right, so
North, North.
Jeff of the Jeff from Jeff. All right, what do you guys got?
Jeff. Alright, so what's going on now? I was in the bathroom.
So right now, you guys are aware there's something fucked up about the tiles on the ground. These are the highlighted causes. The highlighted one, that's just his observation. They should just as sturdy as the one you're standing on, but we're not sure what she stepped on to trip it.
Okay. Can I move?
Hang on, we're doing perception, or we're doing initiative right now.
Oh. Well, it says my turn, that's why I was asking.
Looks like it'll be impossible to roll lower than everyone else's initiative, but you know, could be. If you roll higher than I believe an 8 right now,
18.
go
18.
first. All right, you move one space per turn.
One square? Oof.
However,
And
you
remember,
may
we're
move-
trying to figure out what the
you may
pattern
move
is.
over a party member as a square. So say you're standing there, here you could go here as a turn.
Yes,
So
I
you
can
could
check our
double your
people. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't there, I was back here.
All right.
So now I'm
Splash
gonna
'em.
move here because that's all I can do, evidently. Right? Can I investigate the squares in front of me or anything?
Yes, you may. However, everything will be counted as your action because I want to move this one along rather quickly.
Well, I
so
already
you avoid-
moved, so I don't know what the hell else I can do.
Uh,
I moved
everyone-
my one square.
all right. You moved your one square. All right, that's just your turn. We're gonna rotate through this one rather quickly.
I'm going
You
to
can
go on
choose-
ahead and I'm going to cast Unseen Servant. I'm
Okay.
going to have the servant go
Can
here.
only. For this one, It can go in any of the squares adjacent to you. We're going a little bit trippy on this one. This one is
so-
all kind of fun. If you want to do it, you get the idea that something's kind of like when she stood here, everything got a little hazy. Like the gas released into this room made everything seem like 10 times the size it was. But now, like, you kind of feel like you've regained your composure. And you try to cast Unseen Servant. Hang on. There. Your Unseen Servant appears in one of the squares around you. Where?
The one I just pointed at recently, this one.
Okay. You can do it in a full grid away from you. Hang on. Player mission.
Why is my unseen servant seen?
So that
Oh,
you can know where
you're-
it's at.
Okay,
Well, I
fine.
know that, but it's just again almost defeats the purpose.
What do you mean? Oh, does it? Alright, fine.
Okay, you can't see it. You have no idea where it's at.
Alright.
Okay,
Move your
awesome.
Unseen Servant. And you have permissions. Go.
I was just messing with you, but I'll move it as
No,
close
no.
as
Move your Unseen Servant one tile at a time.
Okay, I'll move it here.
Well, then move it.
Why can't? Oh, wait, where is it? Oh, I can. Oh, that's my.
Oh, it's unseen, is it?
Oh, snap.
Right. Alright, it is. You move
Okay,
it
there
here.
you go.
Alright,
Yeah.
roll me. Hang on. Roll me. What is the health of your Unseen Servant?
I think it's just 1 HP. Let me check. Unseen Servant. The Unseen Servant has 1 hit point. Yep, and an AC of 10.
Alright. What's the weight?
It's maximum weight.
Yeah, how much is
I
it?
don't.
What's
I
its
don't
minimum?
think. I don't
weight?
think say that.
How much
It
does
doesn't-
it weigh?
I think it
actually?
floats.
I don't think it floats. That's
No, it's because it has a strength of 2. So you can calculate the maximum weight from that, but you can't calculate its actual weight. Mindless,
It's
shapeless,
got a
medium,
force.
force.
so if it has an
It's a
AC
force.
of 10, it has weight.
Yeah, exactly, and it's a force, and as we all know,
Okay.
weight
All right.
is force.
So hang on.
Weight is.
All right, you
Force.
moved your character from here to here, and your character, your Unseen Servant, took 1 point of damage.
Oh.
Do we notice what damage?
Could we tell where it
You
came
guys
from?
even notice it existed?
Hang on.
I can't unsee
Your
that.
characters
The
get
trauma.
a sense of like that that thing died there.
Yes, but do we notice what killed it?
Seems like a little bit of vapor somewhere. It's in the air, but it didn't pass past or beyond him to kill anyone else.
So was it fire, an arrow?
He said vapor.
Airborne, possibly poison.
Oh, that's.
Maybe
That's
it could have been a poison dart, but not quite so directed. There's a couple of theories you guys have. But
I
anyway,
was standing right next to it. Did I hear anything?
you heard a. All right, what are you doing?
Me? It's still my
That
turn.
was Thessus' turn, right?
I haven't moved technically, but sure.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, I'll try and follow the pattern. I'll try and go here because I realized nothing happened when I went here
So you
first.
can move 1 tile or double tile per action. Your whole movement is 1 tile. So you're going there this action?
Yeah.
Roll me. Or never mind, that's not you. Actually, roll
Okay.
me a Constitution save. Oops, sorry, that's mine.
Oh my god! I swear the dice are just yeah, they've banded together against me. Constitution.
Dial your
That's
stuff
7.
down. Like drops down a little bit of gas comes out, and you take 6 damage.
Ugh.
All right,
mindful
fourth
that you
of
passed
the
it, yes.
north from the north. What are you doing?
Well, he's starting to notice everyone's getting gassed.
Well, sure, but There, I gave you guys enough hints that you can roll on.
Well, I'm probably gonna.
And you can move diagonally, by the way. I don't think I always heard. You can move diagonal as well as or it counts the same. You can move over a party member for one. You can do a bonus action for 2 spaces. Just as here, I'm going to show everyone this.
No, don't
normal
you...
action. No, I'm moving it back. So that's 1. So 1, and then your bonus action will be moving again like that, right?
All right. These is just. How do you pronounce that?
Good luck.
You pronounce it tally.
The test is this.
You feeling all right, lad? Or is he just?
Yeah, I. Oh, wait, it was you. Damn, I'm okay. I don't need any help.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
I'm trying to sort of like goad you into begging me to help me, rather than me being the one who comes up front and asks you.
So what are you doing, boys? You've got 1 or 2. Like, you can do an action. Your move action is literally 1 square here. You guys are moving incredibly cautiously. If you wish to move with your full move speed, I will let you, but I cannot promise you will not die.
Am I able to do a medicine check on him?
Whatever hurt him, you can just, with your eyes, you're like, all right, whatever fucked him up, the gas was not enough. Like, especially with your knowledge naturally, you can do it as a free action. Be like, all right, I think he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, but I'm trying to detect if it's a gas.
Yeah, oh, you saw the gas. When
Yeah.
you stepped on the tile, you saw it come up.
I wonder who they contract to make buildings like this. I just wonder if there's a fantasy version of
Well, it must have been.
realtors.
It was over 800 years ago, so who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah,
I
but
know, but they know more before we know now. All right, what are you doing?
I'm gonna cast Detect Poison and Disease.
All right, you detect that he was infected with a poison but resisted it. You don't even have to roll for it.
Yeah. For duration, you sense the presence of locations of poisonous creatures of disease within 30 feet of you.
How long is the duration?
10 minutes?
Okay, there's so much poison you can't pinpoint it.
that's just how bad it is.
But it's not like if I take a step in any direction and get poison, you get the idea that you're safe as long as you don't, trigger it.
Can I do a perception check to see if I can find a path through it?
Yes. Roll me a perception check.
Of course.
I'm guessing you don't perceive it.
I really don't.
There. My coughing is so loud, so
Allow
erratic.
me to
Basically
tell you guys,
discourages you.
right? Everyone of you may roll a perception check at the beginning of your turn, but you have to roll a 20 to be certain of the path. Someone gave you a really good hint, but we shall see. All right. That is, I believe you haven't moved, have you?
Oh yeah, and I'll tell the group that the place is rigged with poison.
All right, you'll tell them what they probably already know. Okay, that's where you move. And your turn.
Yeah.
All right, Cedric, what are you doing?
Someone gave us a really good hint.
Yes. About the tiles that are illuminated, and if you wish, I will recall it so you can remember it. They're not dangerous. The tiles of illuminated are not dangerous.
You said we can move our normal space on our turn if we wanted to?
Yeah. You might be taking a huge risk, but you will have to path it out.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do my perception. which is a
Alright.
+3, so 9
Roll.
didn't see anything.
Okay, yeah. You guys roll a total of 20, by the way, not a flat, a natural 20. Alright, so.
So we already know that this location triggered it.
Technically, you also know that this location triggered it. So I will be nice and give you that indicator, or reminder.
So I will step here, even though she is on one of the illuminated tiles when she dropped.
Uh-huh. Roll
So-
me a perception check, Cedric.
That is not good. 6.
Okay.
I am
That
standing
you-
on this tile.
You acknowledge that it's strange that she's here, but you don't really you aren't paying enough attention to notice why at the moment. Everyone else rolling a perception check.
Oh, I wonder if the light
I-
tiles turn it on, but once
Oh,
it's turned
alright.
on, the black
So,
tiles are
alright.
bad.
Hang on.
Oh my
So-
fucking god.
Hang on.
Or
You got two good ones. Your party members noticed, like, this was the site she triggered, but she was in a huff. So she basically got gassed here, and, like, the momentum, she was, like, walking down. You got the idea?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. So, what are you doing, Cedric? You moved?
I moved
once.
here.
You can do a double action, or you can cast an action. You get 2 moves.
Did anything happen when I moved here?
No.
Then I'm gonna move here.
Nothing happened.
That's my turn. And I'm gonna communicate to them that I think the light tiles are the safe ones. But I don't know for sure.
Tally, what are you doing?
I'm
You
sorry.
know the dangerous spaces you
I'm
identified
gonna
already.
cast Mage Hand.
All right.
Do you have an icon for that?
Do I have a single hand? Yes. I will use this.
Pump, that's perfect, actually. Exactly what I was asking for.
Oh, you want hands? They have individual hands in this game? Maybe.
Oh, okay. A small pumpkin works too.
Player permission, Tally. There's your hand.
Sweet. And that's
now,
where
it's
I
probably-
guess I cast
I
it
thought-
way over there, so that's cool. I'm gonna use the hand, and I'm gonna use it to like poke the ground right here on this tile. Like hit it
Alright,
like a fist.
So, hang on. So your thing went here, and then you hit here?
Where it's at right now, I'm gonna use it to slam down like a fist onto this tile.
Alright. Onto that tile with full force, so that is essentially its action?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, it boosts down. Nothing seems to happen with the tile.
All right. And then I get to go too, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, you don't get a secondary move. I'll count that as your, you get your move action and your action. The correct casting of the hand, moving of the hand, that's 1. So you got 2.
So I can't move, is what you're saying?
No, you can move.
You can use your action to move, but then you can't do an action after.
You get 1 move. Everyone else gets 2 unless they do something. Everyone gets 2 moves unless they do something, and they get 1. You get the point? So basically, you can move here, here, or here. You see my line?
But I want to use. Oh, I can't use my full movement.
No, because you already used.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Where are you going to end your full movement?
Well, I was looking here, and it's like boom, 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 boom. That puts
want you in
me
my home.
at 30 right here.
Roll me. Yes, you can. Roll me a Constitution save.
Con save +6. 18.
Alright, so at a counter +6.
So like here.
Alright, no. Your character hits here. As you're like trying to move sort of confidently, the ground shifts, but nothing really happens. But you lose your footing, and that's where your movement ends.
Whoops.
As you stay there, roll me another Constitution save. All right, you notice the
21?
gas released, but in such a way that it didn't quite phase you. But you do notice the platform dropped, and that's why you like completely lost your momentum. Sis, what are you doing?
Yeah, I guess I have a choice, but I'm gonna take one step forward.
Okay,
Oh shit.
that is way more than one step forward.
That's what Mao said.
I am apologizing right now if this feels slow, but I really enjoy the thought you guys are putting in right now because it's way beyond the average encounter.
Okay. Does anything happen?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna spend another spell slot to get another unseen servant. Unless, wait, have we proved what Cedric said was true? I.e., you step on the white, and the white is good.
You just stepped on one and nothing
That'd be
happened.
really
The
weird to
previous
ask.
person stepped on a black one and it released gas.
That's a really weird. Well, I mean, they've stepped on a black one. What is it? To be fair, Borth stepped on a black and nothing bad happened either. So.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to cast my unseen servant once more, and I'm just going to sort of have him hightail in front of me.
Okay, where do you want him to go? Press M so I know.
I'm going to first. I mean, I don't think I can jump, so I'm just going to square directly ahead of me.
Like
Man, I'm
here?
going to burn
You
through all
mean
my
here?
spell slots quickly, right?
Is that what you
Directly
mean?
up ahead of me, here.
Directly there.
Yeah.
You're placing your unseen servant there.
Yeah.
Okay. Your unseen servant dies.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Because he
I'm
activates the
running.
exact same trap that your last unseen servant.
Well, that's
activated.
important to know whether or not the trap resets.
Oh, that is a good point. I was like, yeah, I'm paying
I was
yeah.
tempted to check that actually.
Yes, it seems like the tile had reset itself, and that is where your last unseen servant had died. I am giving you guys markers, however. The blue flame
That was where he
is...
died. I thought he died.
Yeah, that's where he died. That's why you have the marker.
It's not me who's stupid. It's just my character. Okay, I'm role playing him well enough.
My character's so herp derby. All right.
By the way, I don't see the blue flame where the unseen servant keeps dying. I see some
Yeah,
smoke there,
maybe
or a
move
shadow
forward.
there.
Uh,
I see
That's
the
the
other
issue,
one,
that's-
so
that's
my
the
green
issue about
slider aren't.
hang
in the
on.
wrong
Move your
spot.
white slider up. Double right click there. You do not see a white flame here.
No, I don't.
I see the shadow of one.
Whoa, wait. That Thessalus, did you not know that there was a white flame here when you did that decision?
No, I didn't. That's why I did
Okay,
it.
all right, no, I'm gonna reel back. Take your white slider, bring it all the way to the max, then left click on your character. Do you know on the left? Click on your dude.
No, that's not the issue here. I think it's on a different layer.
It might be, but like, so white should grab the white bar and slide it up. Can you see the blue flame?
No, we
I'm
see the other
sliding
two
it
blue
up.
flames. We just don't see
You
that
do
one.
not see- Okay.
Yeah, so delete that one and just add a copy.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna let you.
I think
continue
it's
on.
related to whenever you were playing with his unseen servant being unseen.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna continue with it. Now with this information, where? Oh shit!
I think it's still important for us to have checked that it's reset.
Hang on.
So
I feel like this. Sorry. There we go. All right. So, can you see it now?
Yep.
Okay, good. That's where your unseen servants died. I'm not gonna fuck you over because the game can be buggy. Now, where do you want to put your unseen servant?
I guess. I guess to the right of that thing.
To the right?
No, wait,
Or
no, wait.
Can you not see the pumpkin?
This is a mage hand, right?
A what? Yeah.
The
This is your
pumpkin.
hand. You're trying to like boop down so you know where your safe path is.
Oh, it's not my mage hand, but if
It's-
I see that the mage hand does have weight, I mean, why would I waste the spell slot?
Yeah. You're gonna go unseen servant. You're trying to get figure out where do you want it to go. Here,
I'll do the mage hand. Then.
hang on,
I'll use
let
mage
me,
hand instead.
Well, that's what I thought you were doing. So
No,
pick
I'm
it up
using
and place it
7.
where you want. You see it?
Yeah. Yeah,
place
but
it.
I mean, if because whoever cast the mage hand, the mage hand definitely has
That's
weight, right?
Tally. Yeah. And so
Yeah,
he's
which
determined as
means
a safe spot.
yeah. Okay,
So
so
where are
I'm
you?
not gonna waste a spell slot on an unseen servant
What do you
if I
mean?
feel like.
You can decide. You can try and find out the next safe space.
Yeah, but I mean I could use my mage hand and I wouldn't
Oh,
need
all
to.
right,
But...
fine. Consider this your mage hand then. It doesn't make a difference to me.
Okay, no, it's because the spell. You know what? My bad.
Spell slot
Anyway.
take- Yeah. I
Yeah,
get it.
because unseen servant is an actual spell slot. If mage hand's free. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna place it here and see what
Place it
happens.
there.
No, wait, no. Let me see. No. Because I know this place is technically safe. Yeah, so I'm gonna put it here.
All right. Nothing happens. I think I kind of really heavily led you through this one, but I will always, if you guys tell me you don't see anything here, I will always err on the side of fairness.
Yeah, it's fine.
By the way, that
I
flame
don't
is
know how to
disappeared
do this.
again for me. It was there for a while and now
Are you
it's not.
kidding me?
Does anybody else see it?
This.
How about
Oh
there?
my god.
I see
That
it
worked.
now. Yes.
I put it in the ground. Okay.
Waiting for adventure to begin.
Well, I know. I didn't. What do you mean you're waiting for adventure? How about that?
It looks like he got kicked.
Oh, god damn it. How did he get kicked? Leave and rejoin.
You gotta love Chelsea. It's an amazing
Dude,
software.
when it works, it's the greatest. When
How
it
can you
doesn't
tell?
work, it never works.
That's what they always say about virility.
All right, Iron Titan. Let me know when you're in.
Uh,
You should be able to click on your guy on the bottom left.
my ship be
Or on the
fucked.
left. Your ship be fucked. Share. Sometimes you have to close the game and open it again. Oh, is this too intense for your shitty computer? That's how you really get them. You make
Ouch.
someone real pissy, talk shit on their console. Oh, even worse. I'm doubling down on the shit talking today.
That's right.
Flat. In truth, this puzzle is actually really simple, but it's just really dumb.
Well, it's nice because D&D players. Oh no, I actually moved my character here, where the pumpkin is,
Is that board?
as my movement.
You've been sent to a space between boards. What?
All right, hang on.
Red.
There. You see in our action. Hang on. I'm trying to get Iron Titan, and he's gone forever. Did you leave again?
No.
What
Is
did
my
you?
character being just pulled into the void? What's going?
No, I see you now. Can you click on it on the left side? All right. What were you saying, Cessus?
I actually moved my character to where the pumpkin is. I don't think I spent my movement. And since
Oh,
it's
you
small-
did. You moved forward. You did move forward.
Oh, I did. Sorry, my bad. I didn't realize
That's
that.
fine.
But mage
No,
hand
you moved
is
forward
a
and then
small
committed-
object.
Yeah, correct.
Okay,
So,
that was
so
my
mage
fault.
hand clear. So you've got 2 areas cleared now.
Mm-hmm.
Or technically, any space where you guys are that does not have a blue flame is not endangered. All right, Borth, what are you doing? What's up? What's up?
Yeah, do a perception check. I want to at least check.
No. Can you see everything in the game?
Oh, I see
back?
everything. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
back.
you're back. You're back. Okay. All right. You want to do a perception check?
Yeah, I want to check the tile in front of me, and then I want to look at the roof. Just the whole
Okay.
room.
No. I told you, 20 is the only way. A natural 20 will get you something. Everything else will get you nothing. Roll. But on your turn, you should always roll a 20.
Not a
Alright.
not a natural 20, a total 20.
Oh yeah, total 20 on perception because you guys.
And
all shit.
we all have a +1 to perception right now, right?
No, that was before, because you
Oh.
guys were trying to be quiet and stuff and focus.
I rolled a
Actually, no, it makes sense that you'd be trying to focus now. So 17 plus what?
it'd be 16.
Percent? No,
Wait, perception.
19.
Yeah.
He has a 19, guys. No dice. All right, what are you doing? You don't notice anything.
Well, I still have detect poison and disease.
I
on.
told you, you did roll to detect poison, and you
Yeah.
realize that there's a whole fuck ton of poison in here. Like, are you? So, explain to me what you think, like how you would be able to detect poison. Like, is it like you see a thing, you're like, this is poisonous? Or you're like, I'm in a room wherein poison exists somewhere.
Well, I would see it seeping through the crack. Which plates have it seeping through?
Yeah, I
So
think the intent for that thing is to detect like a creature that has poison or a trap that has poison. But from my understanding is this room is so saturated with it, you can see the vats of poison, but you can't see the routes that they'll take.
Well, what I'm trying to be very clear about with you, Doc, is you know every tile that is moves is poisonous. However, you do not know what tiles will move. That's what I'm getting you. So yes, you've successfully been able to tell that the main source of damage here is going to be poison. So, what are you doing?
So I gotta just take a step forward.
All right, and you have one other option. You can move in a full square. You can leap over the pumpkin. And you can leap over the hand of magic. You cannot occupy the same space as something else. So, do you want to go here?
Yeah, I'll go there.
Okay. All right. You are out of actions. Cedric, what are you doing?
I am going to continue with my existing theory.
What is that?
And move
One.
here.
You get two. All right.
Did
go.
anything happen?
No. All right. So ends your turn. Callie, what are you doing?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I am going to move here.
Roll me a d20. Constitution save.
I have told everyone what my theory is, right?
I know. You do this to him a lot, and he
8.
doesn't pay it. Hang on.
And you've proved it so far.
Roll me. Never mind. You take 1 damage. You don't need a saving throw for that. All right. Thessus, what are you doing?
I wish Tali had moved his hand, because now, but I don't. I think I can occupy the same space
no.
because it's a small object.
That's on me as the DM. Tally, what is your hand doing? That does count as action for him. Hang on, let me do this, so I don't do that again.
Adding it to
There.
the turn order.
Yeah. All right. What is your hand doing?
It can move what? One spot? It's
One. Yeah.
gonna move right here.
Why are
Okay.
they so weird looking?
Okay, nothing happens. Thessus, is your turn.
I'm gonna move.
You could have leapt over his hand, to be honest. All right, you move
And
there
I'm
for
gonna
1.
move
And
this
you
one.
move-
Wait, no, but the hand. Wouldn't we just check
Wait.
that place and realize that it didn't have any gas? That's why the hand was there.
The hand is where you're standing now, right?
Yeah,
The-
yeah, and Tali determined that there wasn't anything by pressing
Correct.
down on the.
So I said you move, nothing happens, and you're gonna move.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna move your hand essentially.
Yep, and I'm gonna move it here. It's
Roll.
really handy, isn't it?
That was terrible.
I'm gonna move
Your
it.
hand is destroyed. It hits.
Oh no! I what will I do?
How
that's
many
my
times
time.
you get to cast that spell? All right, Borth, what are you doing?
Well, I know that she triggered it.
Ooh, I wasn't gonna place that, but you saying that, I placed the flame. That is a mental marker for your party. I wasn't gonna give you that freebie, but good memory. All right. Props on Borth for that. You can move in a full 8 space square for half of your movement. You know your movement, and then you can take an action to move again. What are you doing?
I'm gonna tap this tile right here.
Hang on.
My hammer.
So you're attempting to boop this tile?
Just kind of investigate it to see if it
Alright.
moves a little or anything.
So give me an acrobatics check, because what that would mean to me is you are trying to basically place a hand here or here. You know it's already the left tile is bad, right?
Yeah, I
So
just
you're
want
trying to place one hand on the ground here, lean over and boop this with your left hand, right? Give me an acrobatics check. 15 or higher. All right.
Wow.
Your character leans forward. So this particular rock drops down, and you take 4 points of poison damage. And
Yeah.
now you're like, "Ah!" You do not successfully boop that other tile, even though Cedric cannot help but give you as many. He's not even like. He could be telling you guys, hey, this is the right answer, but for some reason does not, because speech is a free
I
action.
am not entirely convinced that it is correct, so they are potentially learning things.
Cedric. Lack of confidence. All right, Cedric, go. Barth just like tripped back, fell back to his thing, is like wheezing back, and then you go step on there. You're like, oh, it is nice. It's comfy over here.
And then I am going to use Cure Wounds on my downed ally.
He's not downed. He just got like.
The young lady who ran in here. I am going to reach out to my goddess and try and cure her wounds.
So she's not injured, and that's not what knocked her out. Something knocked her out that had the intention of like making one unconscious with a lower damage base. But due to the fact that it's more tedious to deal with RP wise, alright, roll me a d20.
That is a natural 20.
Finally!
By the way, I haven't looked around yet.
What do you mean? Oh, none of you
My
did.
Perception thing.
I know, none of you have been doing it.
Should have done. Okay, so that is for picking
Wait,
her
stop,
up.
pause. Thessus, you alright? You there?
I'm still here.
Why it says Luckplier is no character. Are you able to click anything? Okay, alright. I just want. Did you disconnect or anything? Are you good?
No, maybe I am. I'm not sure. I think let me see. I'll try and roll a die.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I just
There
wanted
you
to.
go.
Tally the one missing?
Tally, you're good.
Oh no, they. I
Tally,
see his hand, but I don't see him.
Tally, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, alright. There was a lot of like technical issues. Okay, so upon waking her up, that's not where she was. Wait.
No, it was there.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah, she triggered the one in front of me.
Over at you guys. She just like coughing, like, why was it you? She just looks irritated at you. She's like, I haven't detected any sense of purpose from you, even for all my many mistakes. I have some sense of self, and I've noticed so little from you. I will detest you, but I will acknowledge that I have envy, and that is a sin I must purge from myself. But I must acknowledge, if anyone made it across here, I guess your wits were beyond mine, for I condemned myself to folly and envy. But we must onward. Is it safe to traverse this field? She asks.
And my response will be, we all stumble and take our own paths. It's not for any to judge where another is on that path. As for the path before us, it is not yet safe, but I believe staying on the lighter tiles will be safer.
So she looks at you.
Don't know for sure.
I saw visions of where they are, and it is to our north. She points in this direction, because some of you are bad at compasses. I don't know, I'm guessing. As she sees the gate, she's like,
Oh, that's
she
no.
says, this is nothing new. This,
No, that's south.
these,
Yes.
oh, it doesn't look north to you guys?
There's a compass on the bottom
On
left
left?
of the screen.
Yeah, I can see. It's Tethys. Oh my
like,
god,
oh.
I'm starting to get confused because of all of you.
Ah!
Tethys. Yeah, Tethys.
Jeff. Anyway, so
So yeah,
yeah,
we call
see.
you thesis.
that guy is disoriented. Alright, so she points towards that. It's like the lady gave me a vision, but it was only just the semblance of an idea. It was towards there, but it wary is what she said to be, and also not where you are, but below where it is. That is all she could say before the father intervened.
Not where you are, but below where it is.
All right. So, Tally, turn.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So we came in from there. You said go north.
Oh, the exit's over. I was just telling you where you got to go from where she is. It's over here.
Yeah.
Gate's over here.
Yeah, I'm
Exit's
actually.
over. Whoa! Where the fuck was your character before? It was like
Right
here-ish, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No
Oh my
hopping
god,
over.
why is this so big? Oh, wait, I'm all the way up there.
Double right-click on your character, man. Your pointers are all off.
Yeah, well, there we go. Jesus Christ.
Oh, and you got your mage hand as the pumpkin. So here.
So I go.
Has everyone heard and understood what my theory is?
What is your theory?
The lighter tiles are the safe ones to step on.
Alright, and you've heard the hint, right? Not where you are, but where you have been is where the danger is.
Go away.
I did not hear that one at all.
I'm moving here.
Okay. Hang on. Whoa. Tell me the path.
Hold up, buddy.
where you have to tell me the path your character is walking. No, every tile must be identified.
That's what I'm
So,
doing.
like,
That's why I'm
hang on,
clicking.
like this. This is a full
wait.
square. One.
If you're trying to
Two.
stay on light tiles, then yeah.
But however, you do know that these tiles are safe.
One.
These two
Two.
tiles are safe. Whoa, wait. Go back to the first one and highlight it for me.
Oh shit! Why does it keep doing that? It's so weird. It keeps putting it above
I know,
me.
you gotta use middle mouse. Middle mouse will rotate everything for you. Because I'm not sure you're saying what I
No, I'm like clicking on this tile.
So right click to clear it. Left click. So you start here. Right
Yeah.
click. Where is your character going immediately?
Right here.
Okay, alright. One. Alright, stop. And then show me that's... so I will follow it. 1, 10, 15. Where are you going next?
Right here.
Uh-huh. Alright, next.
I was going to go here.
Okay, alright. Roll me a constitution save. Your
Well, why
character
is he
goes
getting
here.
to do more than 2 times?
I told you, every single person of you can do a full motions turn. However, in that event, you take a
What do I got?
lot
6,
more half.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Nice.
14, 15?
Alright, you take 14 damage.
Not
Your
bad.
character steps on no poison space.
2, 3, 4,
Roll me a constitution save.
12, 13,
Your
14.
character is attending moving quickly, therefore you're like breathing more heavily. Roll me a con save. 14 or above is what you gotta do. Hey!
20, 21, 22, 24.
You feel lightheaded, like a bit. You do half movement less next turn. However, you're not passed out. All right, Mage Hand.
Alright, Mage Hand is going to move.
Oh, I will do my DM friendly duty, which is marking the space he's on because it's obviously not a friendly one.
Here.
All right, roll me. What is the Mage Hand's health?
These. It says. 30 feet away. You can use your action. Doesn't say anything about.
It's dead, and it banged down on the ground, and some sort of like that you get. It's not just purely poison, but like some sort of magic in nature. But the Mage Hand dissipates as well. But now you all know that's a bad space. All right, Thessus, what are you doing?
I am going to go on ahead and I'm going to just scratching my head trying to figure out that puzzle. And when I'm unable to do it, I just go sort of like along the lines of, you know what? Fuck this shit. And I'm going to take off my top layer of clothes and I'll cast fly on myself.
Nice.
Oh shit! You don't have fly.
I do have
refuse
fly.
to know that you have fly. Let me
I
look.
do. I just cast. I have
Where's-
fly. It's part of my
level?
wizard spell list.
What level? You
Level
prepared.
3.
No,
Level three.
no, sir. You prepared spells, and fly is not a spell you prepared.
No, it is. I change
Look
my
at your-
prepared spell list every day. If you check my class spell list, it's 3rd level.
Hang on, I'm
Buddy.
refreshing your thing. And by the way, I had it ready to go before these shenanigans took her. And even then, you changed your bullshit.
Come on.
While I brought your character page up when we began. You changed everything.
Yeah, because
But-
I barely ever look at that. And
Well,
this is
that's
one time
too
this spell
big a
comes to
shitty
give use.
But I will give you a chance. Alright, I'll give it to you. Alright, fine.
You sure this isn't? Bro, if you find that too.
Am
Come
I
on.
sure it's not bullshit? Yeah, I'm sure it's bullshit. Alright, so you can move
Alright.
freely.
And I don't think I'm strong enough.
What did I
sorry?
say, button new? No,
He
still
said he
got
took
pants
off his clothes before he did it, but
why
I
the
don't know
fuck would
why.
he do that?
No, no. It's because it's what I believe. It's like I'm lifting myself. I'm no longer butting myself.
Transcending the
to
human
the earth.
plane?
But I'm not butt naked. I'm just taking off like my robes, and then
Oh,
like
okay.
maybe one shoe to
Hang
help
on.
me less heavy.
One shoe.
Yeah, so there's like
happening?
balance, you know, like there's balance between the air part of me and the not air part of me. So I need to make sure there is equal rebalancing of all the hormonal parts of my metaphors, and I'll lift myself.
Hang on. If you're trying to find perfect balance with the gravity of the universe, roll me a d20, and then roll me a. You don't have an intuition save. Insight. Roll me an insight.
If you're smart enough to cast the spell, you should be smart enough to know that's BS.
Hey,
I
I'm
know.
smart enough. Fuck with it.
I know. I'm
Okay.
just. I'd do the same if I were GM, and my player found a
All
really
right.
good exploit.
Go ahead. Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't count it as an exploit. Mister didn't set his spells up before the session, but after the session started.
No, I do. I make it this way because I never change my spell list until.
I know. No, I was like, all right, so. your
Okay,
character
we're going
is
to make it a
fine.
rule
Hang on.
then.
Hang on. Your character's fine. No, that's something for the future. I'm not stressed about that. Whose fucking move thing is here? Get rid of it. Driving me nuts.
I know that's not mine. I think I don't.
I
I
know.
think, yeah, that's
no,
not
you're. Yeah, thank you. All right, so.
I don't know whether I can lift an extra person because I think that
Nope.
that
No,
exceeds
you
my weight
fucking
limit.
cannot.
I'll sort of like glide past the dwarf, and I'll pass by the paladin and say, "Like a star that chewed in its
hang on,
thread,
hang
I release myself
Give me
from
a
the burden of this earth.
Give me a perception.
Watch me ascend. Watch me ascend,
Give me a
and
perception.
voila." All right, perception check. There we go. That's a 20.
There you go. All right. You notice that this seems to be a little loose. This torchy torch, as though it might directly relate to everything on the ground. Are you going to interact with it? I will give you that option.
Guys, you guys can't talk because it's not your turn yet. Forget that. Nobody. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Free
I'm gonna go
action.
and I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna pull down I'm gonna pull onto the torch.
All
then.
right. As you do that, you hear like a locking mechanism, and it seems like all the platforms sort of lock together, and you can kind of perceive that there's no more threat of said poison. However, when you do that, it kind of absorbs a piece of you. Take 20 damage. You take 20.
Jesus, 20?
Jesus Christ.
You
Dude,
take
that is
20?
just.
Hang on. Oh, take 10. Sorry, I should have asked for the
Alright.
saving throw. I didn't ask for the saving throw after. Take 10 damage.
All right.
It absorbs a lot of your magical essence, but the power within you is like holding the mechanism at bay. However, when you do that, like there's kind of an oddity of the where like you can everyone's essence is brighter for the self of you that is presented. All right, and as you pull that lever, you see the door swing open in front of you.
Woohoo, boys! A battle level.
All right,
Now
I will pause it right here.
ignore my
Hang on, let me pause it right here for
underwear.
everyone. How much time are you guys able to continue to go? I did throw that one at you guys because I was curious to see you guys react to it, but can't time wise. I had designed what you're about to face to take about at least an hour. It's 8:30 now, and normally we would be ending now. Would you guys want to go for another hour, or would you guys want to call it? I'm gonna just Tally. What are your thoughts?
I thought you said we were going to do this by an extra half hour before.
I know, but I didn't expect. So I made that puzzle really easy. You guys want to know what the puzzle was? Every space that was illuminated was safe. Every space in front of an illuminated space was danger. That was it. That was the whole puzzle.
Gotcha.
Tally was pretty close. I was not Tally, it was Cedric.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I'll pause it. This is something I want to be rather grand. I can give you guys part 1 of 2 if you guys want to keep going for another 30 minutes and cut it. Or do you guys want to save it for next session and start there? Because I feel like you guys it was a lot more fun than it has been in a while. Like, I really feel like I pushed you guys. It's not obviously a perfect session, but ever.
Man, I don't have any issue going for another hour, but it depends on other people's availability.
Yeah, we'll take 5 if you want. I'll go down the list. Cedric, how you feel?
I would weekly prefer to start fresh next week, but if everyone else is in favor of continuing, I've got the time.
Let me be very clear. After this, you guys are deciding where on the whole world map you go next. So the guidance ends. That's why I was like, it's going to be an hour, because there's a big fight ahead of you. Demigod sort of thing, Archangel. But then you get the open world, and then you make a decision, and we kind of like leave off there for the next session. It's not going to be a whole lot of fighting gods in the future, but this is supposed to be the conclusion to a big arc. Tally, what are your thoughts? Do you want to save it off, or?
I'm okay with it, if everybody else is.
Broth of Larth, or Borth of Larth?
Broth.
Broth of chicken loth? Okay, alright.
Yeah, I'm good.
Every single one of you do not need to roll. It's not okay down this pathway. You see the door open. Something's wrong. You can kind of get Cedric, articulate this as you wish to the party, because I need to take 5. You get a sense that the trace of there's like a corrupt trace of the maiden. Like, she's leading you here, but she knows that almost like her survival is at stake. She's your goddess is entrusting you with a path. She's divined it to you, and you could see also that the paladin could see it too. You actually see it leading back out, like others are being led here, but you know now that there's time. Articulate to your party as you wish that...
I know now that there's time.
Hang on. What I'm trying to articulate is, say you could smell, right? Down this path, the lady is leading you towards something of significance. You need to intervene in the acts that are about to proceed. You could see it almost as though it were like a trail of fate, like pixie dust, I guess. I don't know another way to articulate, but it's almost like she's only able to do this when other divine entities are at play. Anyway, BRB, I have to use the restroom, and then we can continue.
Okay. while he's gone, I guess the way I'm gonna communicate this is the Lady of Mercy has shown a path, and she is in dire need of our assistance.
Wait, are you like a cleric? Are you a cleric of hers?
I am a cleric of hers. Yes.
Oh, what's your race again? Tiefling? Because I've never really got that.
I think I'm human.
He's human, but
Oh.
I only have to win.
I thought you were gonna be on a bio break, Red.
Yeah, but I'm also walking around. I got a couple other things to do.
Oh, fine. Anyway,
Okay.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I want my life to mean something, and there's meaning on this path. And then I am going to start boldly down that path.
And I will follow you, friend. Actually, you don't supposed to be following me, but it doesn't matter. It's technicalities, semantics,
Technisch-semantics.
semantics.
Your character
Semantic.
is both pretending, or you are playing a character that is both really unwise and
So-
also believes that they're the leader.
So my question to you, Doc, is what about your character? Or not Doc. Sorry, so many players. My question to you, Cedric, is what about your character differs from you as a person? Because you always RP like in person. So it's like, is there anything here? And if not, that's quite all right. But like everyone here has found a reason that justifies living or dying, I would imagine, in this party. Like, and obviously it takes time to flesh out, but try and, like, when I say RP your character, try to RP that, like,
So
you're...
if I
Okay.
understand correctly, our previous goal was to escape with the tome and then go find the scion of the old emperor and help them unseat the usurper. My
That's still your
current goal is to basically serve my goddess and protect
No, no, no.
her from whatever the
So-
thing is she's leading us to. So I feel like I have
So-
changed direction because of what's in front of me.
Oh, no. Your goal is still the same. The woman who could decipher the tome was abducted into these tunnels. The abbess, as it were, the woman who led the order. to
What I'm
assist-
communicating to you is before I was doing it to remove the usurper, now I'm doing it to serve my goddess.
Correct. Your goddess has now been aligned with the interests that your character already knew about. It's like, you know what, in order to keep ourselves alive, we got to do this. And now you're learning that the goddess of mercy has some vested interest in this. The reasons of which not fully clear to you. However, you do know that there's a force of almost equal power at work against her.
But I'm considering that a change in motive and the change in the way I'm playing this.
No
So
argument.
maybe I'm not doing it well.
Oh no,
but-
no arguments there. I was just trying to say, like, is your character different than you as a person? Because you know how I really like
Yes,
Festus
I
and-
do know how you really prefer that. I am not
Oh,
going
no,
to
no.
be able to
No,
play.
how I really
a
like no how I
evil,
really
vile character.
no not that. You know how this he literally gives his character a voice when he speaks.
It's because it's me. No,
It
no.
sounds different than you, but it does sound like you're bringing it to life, right? Like
No,
that's
but,
all I'm
but I
saying.
think,
Is like,
you know,
don't think about it as you. Think about it as like a role you're playing. That's all I'm trying to get into. Is like, I know you and yourself have noble and like virtuous perceptions and ambitions, but like now imagine the moral dilemmas being like the deep stretches of like maybe I'll go to one day visit the parents of this person I killed. You know, like that's kind of what I'm trying to reach towards, because I think this is the best RPer of the 5 of us so far, because he's fucking killing it. And all I'm just trying to articulate is it's about to get fun and wild, and I've been having so much fun playing this, and I'm just trying to get ideas that shake loose the mind so that we can just get even more and more into this. Do not take any of this as a critique, but more of like, allow me to open the door if that helps. And if it's seen as negative or like me saying you're not doing good enough, because I really like you as the moral center of the group in general, I just find that you as a human being already are a moral center. I like your character. Are you a fanatic? Are you a moderate? Because if you're a fanatic, I don't think your character would act like you, Griffinberg, actually would act. You get what I'm saying?
Only after. So, my character has been a moderate
Exactly.
until he's been touched by his god, like just this session, and now he's becoming more fanatical.
Good. That's what I want.
That's
all I was
understandable.
like, that's exactly what I was asking. It was like, that's all I was trying to poke towards. It was like, are you ready to get fanatic? And like the envy of the female paladin.
Got
you know,
God
like,
Boy over here.
Are you guys ready? Kula, are you ready? Borth of the Lord.
Yeah.
All right. Forward. Every single one of you roll me a Constitution save. Remove any temporary negatives or positive I added to you that you already didn't add to your character sheet.
Oh, that's another
I am
fail.
very constituted.
11.
22?
This fucking guy over here with a 20.
God damn it, 21 for me.
If
Oh,
any of
man.
you rolled, if anyone
7.
rolled under a 15, did anyone?
I did.
Yeah, I rolled a 7.
All right. Your character vomits and as a
Of course I did.
-5 to health.
-5 to the maximum health, or like -5 hit
Maximum.
point?
5 hit points, not maximum. You basically take 5 damage. It would be -5 to maximum health in the general sense, but all right. She moves forward. She notices some stairs. The paladin. All right. You guys are smelling something unnerving. As she's going up the stairs, she still feels somewhat weak. She kind of collapses.
Wait, is this something I could heal her with? I totally want to continue healing until she feels up to things.
She's just like, keep in mind, she's still the apprentice, as it were, of a greater teacher. And she just like kind of collapses down. She's like, I just, if anything else, this experience has sapped me of my strength. And my body has failed upon me. Go forth and commit the mission that must be done. I will remain, and do not leave me behind. She imparts upon you. But I will only be a burden in combat forward. I feel the lady has bestowed a purpose upon me, and that was to guide you and those who assist you here. Were they meant to fall, they would have fallen. So you four have the purpose to salvation for my own sake, she says. Please go, and I will remain. I don't believe this is anything other than extreme fatigue, for I had been pressed far beyond the time when I met you.
Well, then we should definitely rest and at least allow you to recover your strength.
There's no time, she says. Like, you know how close they are. You could smell it.
Yeah, but I like
Freezing.
am completely out of spell levels basically, and it's I need some rest too. Is all I'm saying.
Do we have any short
I'll
rests?
do.
There
Like I have like 3 spells slots remaining, and none of them are powerful.
Everyone roll me a percentage check. If you get above an 80%, things will change. Including...
Is that a 10 and a 0?
What am I rolling for?
10 and a 0. If you get above an 80%.
We're gonna meet this
Okay,
demigod
you get
on
it
our
above-
heels.
Christ.
Holy shit. She comes to her feet and pulls in the hands of your entire party. And she speaks to you. She whispers, "The lady has spoken to me and entrusted me with the fortitude of those who could be her likeliest servants." She whispers. And as she does so, a second. Oh, the fuck? 1 second. Oh, I see.
Oh, my bad, I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, no. As she does so, each one of you roll me 2d20. Everything goes silent. Your character gains that plus. So if you've been damaged, you go up to your full health and then add whatever you just rolled. So if you've been damaged 5 Iron Titan, you gain, you go to full health plus 10.
Right.
Sorry? Could you repeat that? Like, do we get...
So you specifically, I don't think you've taken any damage, right?
Me?
You gain, yeah.
I've taken a lot of damage, God. I was almost dead.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So you gain 23 health and excess. So if you took
Oh, okay,
less-
so I understand.
so if you only took 23 so if you only took 20 damage, you gain 20 plus 3.
What about me though? I'm trying to figure out the math here.
What have you taken?
Oh shit, I was down to like 32 or something.
Hang on. According to my thing, your thing says 58, but you rolled.
Well, I added to full health. That's why.
So subtract the. What were you down to actually before you added?
I was down to like 30 something. Like I think it was like 32.
So 32 minus 58. Let me bring the calculator up because you gotta be a pain, don't you?
I hate math.
Yeah, well, I hate it when people jump the gun. We all hate things.
But you said full
Alright.
health, so I said okay.
32.
I love how everyone's getting crazy amounts, and there's me. I feel slightly different.
26 minus.
You're a bit short-handed on luck.
So you get 10 extra health.
Because you're dwarf.
Tally.
That's,
Tally, you
that's
have
cool.
58 plus 10, so 68.
Alright, just keep looking up to me as your leader, because you're down there. You might get some luck. I'm messing with you. I don't really mean it.
As you guys, hang on.
Temp 10. There we go.
As you it almost feels like someone put you to sleep. But as you rest, like you feel awakened, like you're out in the daylight now. Like you can see again, and almost for the first time. Each one of you now has what's known as the Maiden's Grace. And it is the bonus of health that you received. There is the Maiden of Mercy who seems to have moved her hand in your direction. Each one of you now feels a sense of foreboding that there must be a threat great enough that a goddess reached her hand out to you. What are you doing?
Enjoying the heck out of it as we press on.
Well, I'm a self-professed atheist. I don't believe
Hang
gods
on, hang
exist. This is just random coincidence.
Hang on, I would like to address that. As the thesis says that, every single one of you can see the lady approach the thesis out of nowhere and touch his forehead, and he receives the same grace that all of you do. And then she vanishes.
Yeah,
Hard
maybe.
to be an atheist
maybe
like that.
What?
Did you see it, Doc?
No.
I didn't see it.
Oh. Alright, so you look at the thesis, and then she reached down. And
Oh, there we
she
go.
pressed
Now I
her
see it.
upon her head, upon his head. Like so. And then she vanished.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's severely confused.
Yeah, he's a herp derp.
Now the
Whatever.
paladin will be jealous of the Thessis instead of.
Oh no! All of her,
Right.
all of her blessings in this moment were channeled through her prayer. But the fatigue persists.
Right
Like
back.
she did not regenerate at all. Like it was more like she feels comforted in the mission now, that has been granted to the four of you.
And I just
When
cry,
you are,
you know.
she says, step up, present yourself to those gates, feel refreshed, and the world will assist you in your mission. So, everyone stand near Cedric when you're ready to go. If you want to RP at all or ask any questions, now's the time.
I'll just thank her for her guidance and wish her luck. And tell her we will fight boldly and bravely.
The little light kind of fades from your eyes and things start to look a bit more like normal, you know, dark fur, cave, all that.
That daylight function was pretty nice.
Yeah, I know, you get a good vision of things. Alright. I will go from top to bottom. Thessus, you ready?
I'll pass by her. What does she look like? Is she on the verge of death, or?
No, she just looks like every ounce of her being. Like, you know, have you ever done like a 200-meter sprint competitively kind of thing? It's like you burn yourself out running and running and running. You're
Yeah.
like, I just need some
Yeah,
time.
but that was like years ago, you know.
Exactly. And for her, that was present. That's right this moment. From
Yeah, I'm
her,
going to reach down and sorry, go on.
from her, the power was channeled. It's almost that it took a part of herself.
You guys want us to mercy kill her? You know, I carry a pillow with me. I could
She's
just set the pillow
definitely
over her
going
face.
to recover.
Okay,
I am going to
listen.
go back there, grab him by the ear, and drag him away.
All right.
Okay, wait.
You grab
Let me
it,
ask
you
her one.
drag him
Okay,
by
before
the
we do
ear.
this.
No,
he's right.
dragging
Let's
you
not
by
grab.
the ear.
I
He's
am dragging
dragging
you by the ear.
Like, no, you don't. Let her
Wait,
at her
can I at
rat.
least have your long sword before I go there? Okay, now
Oh,
you're pushing me out. Okay.
wait. That was a valid last question. You
Not
want
whenever you just
Hang
threaten to
on.
mercy kill her.
Hang on. May he have her longsword.
All right, I'm back.
What does the party think about him taking the exhausted paladin's longsword for the next battle, considering you're coming back to retrieve her after?
Are we looting her corpse?
She's not fucking dead!
You know, it's not like she's going to need it. She's
Not
Yeah,
where
dead.
she's going.
Yeah.
If the
She's never going
Thessus
to
has
need it.
his option, she'll be dead.
You know, take my ammo, essentially?
Anyone else but the
Yeah, let's take her
Thessuses should
armor
be
as
able
well.
to do that. But no.
So,
She doesn't need it where she's going.
Tally, how long have you been gone?
About a minute and a half, but I heard
Okay.
the end of it. I mean, if
Yeah,
she's
that's
not going to
just
use
one
it,
thing.
can we borrow
Yeah.
it?
She is not capable of assisting you.
Can we take her armor too? Just leave
That's
her
what
here?
I was asking. Is like, do you guys condone taking and using her equipment? None of you can wear plate mail, by the way, because it'll fuck with your abilities.
I just want her underwear. What?
What? I mean, she took it
way
off
to go.
before, but she's wearing a full outfit of cloth armor underneath. It really is cloth. But anyway, the point being, what are you doing? Thessus can no longer move because he's actually being suppressed by Cedric's ear hold.
Help! I'm being repressed. Oh wait, I'm the nobility here. I should.
Help, I'm being repressed. It's like,
An
What is it?
anarcho-syndicalist
What is it
community we
like?
should create.
on throwing swords about, there's no way for establishing
It
a
was
place
something along the lines of
government.
strange ladies giving out
Yeah,
swords and pawns is no basis for
I
a
believe he
government.
called her a tart, but anyway. Alright, so,
Yes, strange watery cats.
Thessus has established what he's doing. Cedric has established what he's doing. Boris, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna start heading to the gate.
Boris,
Stripper.
roll me a nature check.
Okay. $16 plus 5, so 21.
There is power here tantamount to the gods from the druidic gods. Not from the heavens, but from the earth. But it is corrupted.
Can I
You know it. And you gain advantage on every roll for fighting against it because you are, by nature, pure. This is corrupt.
Can I determine what element it is?
No, you can only determine corruption. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want more than an advantage in every single roll? No! Alright, Tally.
Yeah.
Roll me and knowledge Dracona? If that is such a thing? Draconic? Perception. Roll me a perception check.
Now we're talking.
+1 for being Draconic.
Oh. So it'd be 14, 15, 16, 18?
Okay. You gain +1 to perception rolls from now on. Cedric!
Oh, that's not
Double
what I meant
the
to do.
bonus, or double your HP. Cestus.
Oh wait. Also, I'm gonna be doing a detect magic ritual right before we walk in.
You detect nothing.
It's
Cestus.
gonna be active for 10 minutes when I walk in, which is why.
Alright, well, you detect nothing. Do you. So, this is an odd thing I've been wondering about. Is druidic magic and nature. Is nature different than magic?
Yes.
Then you detect nothing. That's what I would imagine. Is like spirits of the earth don't align perfectly with spirits of fire, you know, as spirits of arcane
Well, if it's fire and ice and stuff like that, I think
versus spirits of not a spirit of the elements, but rather a spirit of stone and water. Or maybe water's on it. Anyway, you detect
What
nothing.
I'd say is it's like
It's
it's your
assessment.
homebrew world.
Hang on.
So,
There is one individual for whom I have many curiosities, and that's you. You have Dwarvish speak?
me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I had to pick some languages. Otherwise,
I know, but you picked Dwarvish. Interesting.
yeah, I have Dwarvish, Draconic,
Alright,
Common,
your
Abyssal,
character's.
Elvish.
I'll call your character a wild card. What would you like to roll and bonus towards, knowing what you're about to face?
I will say, no. Is it any skill I want?
Yeah, give me one skill you want. I'll double the likelihood of hitting it, or element. Pick an element.
How about attributes? Is it just
Yeah,
limited
yeah.
to-
I'll give you. You can roll a 1d4 and add that bonus to any attribute.
All right, intelligence then.
All right, roll me a 1d4. You're
Okay.
taking a bit of a
And-
gamble, but it could be a good gamble.
The gambler said.
Like everything you've seen.
Secret
you-
to survival. Oh my god!
Hang
The
on.
secret to survival
Stop,
is
stop.
lining up.
Everything you have seen kind of give you a better fortitude of yourself in the world. It's like a lot of people align themselves with others and other deities. However, the fact that you got to see a deity here gave you a better confidence of self. So you gain a bonus of 4 to intellect for the next hour. 1 plus 3. It was gonna be a plus 3 regardless.
So I have
Alright.
like 20 intelligence then, I think.
Yeah,
Oh, it's 22 because it's.
yeah.
Can it surpass?
Add it for this. All right, so everyone, roll me initiative.
So it's 22. That gives me-
+0. Hey, 14's not awful.
22.
Oh, sure, someone had to do a 20.
Oh come on! Oh my! I have no clue why this is. I've had shitty rolls all day. Yep, there she go. That's 7.
I've had pretty good rolls today. I'm happy. Not like last time.
It's like fate is changing. Our tables have turned, you know, or the socks have turned, as my mother used to say.
we fight in the gate.
So,
Was the gate a mimic?
as you guys kind of move forward, how dark did it just get for you guys? Because that
Oh,
is
sorry, I
not-
didn't mean to do that. I was trying to attack it.
No, that was not supposed to be that dark.
It's
All
a blue light kind of thing, but it's not bad.
This is no. All right, you're about to move forward. What do
Yeah,
you
no,
see?
I was trying
Everyone,
to see,
give me press M1 from where you are. Do you see any creatures in the room?
No.
No. All right.
I see something here.
You see something there? Okay, you see a man. He look like a man. Okay, there we go.
I see
Yes.
3 people there, I think.
Yep, and one guy up here.
Oh, I'm just not rotating
yeah,
my
I
camera.
see.
I found this song.
I see that one
One,
too. And
two,
I see people in here.
Okay. All right. So, based off initiatives,
I also hear
hang
screaming in the background.
I ignore that.
I ignore that. All right, let me grab the room. Sorry, I got a lot of stuff I'm trying to put together in a short period of time. So,
Same here.
Callie obviously goes first. And stands in the back as is tradition.
Yep, that's me.
And I got Cedric. Luck, what's your bonus to initiative? I don't care if it's 1 year group of him. Alright. Okay. So, Thesistus, what do you do?
How am I going first? I had.
Wait, it's this one.
Oh,
Yeah, I had a
Alex.
22.
Yeah. No, no,
I was
Callie.
about to ask.
Sorry.
Okay, there you go.
Tally.
Tallied. Get him.
Or actually, pause. I will do this one. You and your party step out in full force. You're cautiously doing so, but as you're doing so, you notice to your right, it was a trap. They were waiting on you specifically.
Oh, I see them now.
And a man lights a torch alongside another man, and he looks at you and allows. Me and my brother have been waiting for you for so long. We knew you could not resist the effort to save us all. Would that you were so much less innocent. You could have let them die and found another source of truth to follow. But you had to insult my father and our father, the father of the old empire. You disgust us. If
Is
you
the
were
king himself?
condemned to die, my father decided that your death was just, and so too did the one who guided him. And yet you dying to bring your disgusting soul and essence to our presence, and even aspire to supplant him. I know what your tone holds, so too has our line for such a long time. But someone as lonely as you. And I sentence you to death, so that none know what mistakes you have made. Alright, Tally, what are you doing?
I am gonna look at him, shake my head, give him the finger, and then throw a fireball right in the
Roll
middle
perception.
Hell yeah.
of him.
Roll perception.
Perception? Alright. +3. 12.
You don't feel confident. Go ahead. Do you wish to continue to cast your fireball?
Yes.
Is that a plus to hit or no?
Let's see. +5 to hit on all rolls. My staff gives me another +1, so yeah, but that's +6 to hit.
Roll me a d20 and What's your hit
+6.
total? All right. It needs to be above an 18. Roll.
Oh, come on.
Okay, where are you trying to hit?
I was going to hit right in the middle because it does a 20-foot radius.
Okay.
Also, have you been rolling my D20 Wild Surge stuff?
You haven't gotten ones
Alright.
on your to hit on your spellcast. All right. Everyone, roll me a dex save.
What?
Tally just
Oh
noted
no!
that spell
reflection
reflection.
to us.
Yes, spell reflection was. I told him he does not feel confident in this, and went anyway, and did not refer to a party member. Did not ask for assistance. Didn't try. Well,
That's
someone.
50.
Reckless.
All right.
What's that spell reflection thing?
It is essentially the effect of whatever you cast on someone, as long as they're under the protection of the other person, within this radius right now. He put it here. You notice the source is this guy.
It was actually,
He is actually someone you've met
Here.
before. Oh no! As long as it was in the radius of this.
Oh,
It was a 30-foot spell. But this is a prince of the king. As is this. You've met them in the room. I
Didn't we
don't.
kill that guy?
You killed the emperor, the old
The
emperor.
no, the armored guy.
Yeah. Well, I only get so many minis. Yes, but I'm gonna run out of minis real fucking fast if I only get one of each. All right.
Using
So
assets. Nothing wrong with it.
every single. Thanks.
We still don't have
All of you
integration with-
take 16 damage from the fireball that Tally just casts
Let's
because
see.
I warned him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I had the
Each-
10 temp points.
However, except for Thessus, who takes half. He made the saving throw.
Does
Jesus
anybody
sake.
else have the temporary hit points besides me?
I mean,
Yeah,
we all
so-
have
yeah.
temporary hit points.
So we all
Yeah.
take
There they
6
go.
damage, basically.
Yeah, no. So you don't take a ton. Well, no. It's not divided by any. It's just you take
No,
the
no.
damage you take unless you made the saving throw. And the only one who made the saving throw was
Yeah, but I
Locke.
used my 10
Oh.
temporary hit points to absorb 10 of it. So I only take 6 damage.
Correct. All right.
You take
Cedric.
the damage. It's just the temporary hit points that get
Yeah.
taken out instead of the full.
Cedric, what are you doing?
That is a magical effect that is within 120 feet, so I am going to do Dispel Magic to dispel the reflection.
I wish you would have gone first.
You successfully dispel it. You don't need to roll anything.
Okay.
You are
Now you
empowered
guys
by
can attack him.
what?
God damn it!
Hang on.
Tally.
Upon doing this, you notice up here, like, it seems like you paint him, like he was concentrating on it, and he was injured by it. Alright. Thessus, what are you doing?
I will look both of loss from the north. What can I tell about your character? You are a melee character?
Yeah.
You can tell he's a druid.
Uh,
You may choose for this round to trade with him if you get what he wants to do.
what do you want to do?
Oh, I want to fucking kill this guy.
What are you going to do, Doc?
Oh, probably gonna charge him. Turn into
Doc. Yeah, there it is. This is your first time, deity. Bear it up.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is
Hang on.
I'm going to.
Is Borth going to be bear it up? I want to know if Borth's going to bear it up.
Yes, I am.
Good. I got the mini ready.
I don't have spells, so I used my last one on the flight. I wanted to cast haste on you.
All right.
And I have no 4th level spells. Sheesh, we should have really taken a short rest. You know, I'm just saying. So I'm going to go on ahead and. God damn it, there isn't much I can do, is there?
Hang on. Relax. As you guys are kind of facing this foe, you notice that the paladin has essentially arisen up at the top of the stairs. She's made her way up, clutching the wall, as she grasps her sign, and in an effort that essentially destroys her sword, each one of you now takes a long rest, and she collapses to the ground
Oh,
dead.
thank fucking God.
What? We should just kill her. You know what? I don't really care.
I'm okay with this. That gives me back my 4th level spell slot.
Each one of you, each one of you now has a long rest, and none of you would protect the sign of life from her.
So I get
Sheesh,
what?
that is.
A
4
noble sacrifice.
notes.
Alright. So that's all my spell slots back.
Roll me a
Baby,
consti-
let's go.
Hang on, that's this. Roll me a Constitution save.
Of course I do.
Because there's a bunch of fire in your face because someone ignored the DM over and over. You're fine. All right, it's a bit hot, but you're like, I'm gonna just take a half a step back so my face doesn't get burned off. All right,
God
what do you
damn
want?
it, Charlie!
Seven.
You will fetch repercussions for this.
I got
Time
a
out,
backup
Mr.
plan. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, well,
It's
the
fine.
backup plan I imagine you would get some of
No, the backup plan is me casting 8 magic missiles in this guy's face. That's the
Yeah,
backup
I imagine
plan.
you couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't do that until I gave you that long rest, could you?
Nope.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cast haste on both of Loth from the north.
And what
I'll
does
sort of
haste
like
do?
toss you one of the satchels. It's just the way I'm flavoring the spell.
What does
One of the
haste do?
satchels from my component pouch. And like, take that. It'll increase a lot. But it'll
Oh
probably
shit!
make it
Haste
more
plus
heightened.
2 AC and has advantage on. You needed that a lot. Dex saving throws because bears don't have any dex. Neither do any of the creatures that have done.
Uh-huh.
All
And
right.
yeah, you can now have an extra action and you can move twice your speed.
Sweet.
Holy shit! You're about to be a demigod. All right, that's just. What are you doing? And your
So
turn.
I'm going to do it, and I'm going to try and move somewhere around here to try and get a better vantage. And that's
As
it.
you guys are doing all of this, you notice that like the tide is coming to. Hang on, damn it! That's not right. The tide is coming.
There's water beneath the fire.
The tide has been like. It seems like there's almost a dam keeping it up. So once it passes, it goes hard. A lot of the fire blows out, but movement is pretty heavily restricted in those regions. There we go. All right, it's come up to a lot of your waists. So, before you jump down, Cessus, what are you doing? You're kind of almost out of everything. What are you doing?
I think I'm just gonna move to as far as my speed allows me to. Somewhere around here.
Okay, that's fair.
That's
All right, Borth of Lorth from the north.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Well,
Are you? Is
What?
it from a northern town called Loth? Or
No, his
Are you-
family is Lorth, and they are from the north. He's
Ah.
Borth's son of Lorth, but Lorth is also their family name. What do you wish to-
Okay.
what can I do?
Don't tease me. You know what I want.
I know what you want.
Wow, I literally designed parts of this campaign for you. You've doubled the length of this campaign by not turning into a bear and breaking down your prison walls.
You just want me to be an animal through this entire
You
game.
told me you wanted to be an animal.
You know what? I just throw my stuff to the ground, and I fucking transform me into a bear.
Oh, you couldn't bear not to do that.
How unbearable.
I wouldn't have
It's
done
about to get unbearable. That's tiny.
Oh no, don't worry.
Dear God.
Well, hey, it is not a level 1 through 6 bear. It is a level 7 bear. Alright, your character roars, and he's been empowered by a certain other person who basically gave him all of the powers he has. Although, I guess he's not. Hang on, you're not in the turn order. There you go, Cave Bear. What do you do?
I'm gonna roar and then start barreling towards the soldiers.
Alright. You should be able to control it, right? So, essentially, what I'm understanding is you want to do this. So, your character starts back here, and you're attempting to charge through one into the other and drive them all into the wall?
No, I can. How far a distance are the two soldiers?
The total distance is only 50, so yeah, I'll take that, if that's what I understand you're trying to do. So, what are you trying to do? Give me your measurements and describe your desired action to me.
Well, I was gonna barrel into the first one. Are they 5 feet apart, the two soldiers, or?
Oh, yeah, they're like 10 feet apart. You will... Never mind, continue.
I'm gonna barrel to the first one and do a giant swipe with my claws.
Roll me a percentage check. 10 and 0.
10.
I've done this for... Wow, it's about fucking time someone rolled a good one. Alright. Your character bear charges, picks this dude up on his shoulder, keeps going, picks this dude up on his shoulder, keeps going, and kind of like presses this four in the wall. Each one of them getting an attack of opportunity without the melee not getting a chance to miss because they can clearly see you. You take 10 damage, and then the ranged attempt to shoot bolts into you, one successfully landing for a total damage of an additional 10. Your character presses all of them into the wall, suppresses them, takes a fuck ton of damage in the process, but you have pressed every enemy into the wall. And what are you doing? What is your attack?
How much damage did I take?
You just took, hang on, 10, 20 damage.
Okay, I'm gonna bite one of them.
Don't you have a cleave attack or no?
No, I don't have a cleave attack. I have multi attack.
Okay, I know. Alright, roll a hit.
Let's see.
12 and nothing. Oh, you missed, but roll to confirm. If it's a 19, or if it's a 12 or above, I'll give it to you. Total. 12 total.
Well, I just rolled a 20?
Yeah, natural 20. In 3.5, there's a concept of crits that isn't in 5.5e, but I like to be like, you get double damage if you roll a 20.
I know, it's slashing damage. Hit with a 12.
Alright, roll and confirm.
Okay.
Come on. We are running low on time.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, roll for damage. Roll me... What did your damage roll? You know?
2d6 plus 5.
Alright, roll that.
Did you have multi attack?
That's not... so 8. You swipe and all 4 of them are knocked down. As you do so, hang on, where is it? Okay, so ends your turn. Like, you swipe, all 4 of them are knocked.
You use both your actions? Or
that is. Yeah, no, he ran through the water, he transformed. There's quite a bit going on there.
Okay.
As you do so, the knight approaches you. There's something really oddly calming about his approach. His brother walks with him, hand and shoulder, and every single player hears it when it happens. Like, your character is completely in furor. He places a hand on your shoulder. The 2 brothers combine into one as he says, fall. And each one of you feel like you're falling through space and time. each one of you feel as though there's nothing else there. There's no ground to land upon. And next week, we begin.
Wow.
Your characters have been pulled into the best boss battle I have thought of in a while, but I had not designed it for 4, I designed it for 3. But you now, every single one of you knows when you're pulled, based on the Maiden of Mercy, you're being pulled in by a god, a child of a god. Not a demigod of the child of the heavens, but a essential spirit of the earth. Something full of fury and anger, and it's coming. You're about to get one of my favorite fucking fights. I refused mentally to let you guys go 50% on this fight because I wasn't ready. I'm not closing out this chapter on a half-assed fight, but I really enjoyed every aspect of this night. This is the end of the session. I apologize if I didn't get as far as I wanted to, but I had a lot more fun this session than I have in a while. Like, I feel like you guys really pushed yourselves RP-wise, and I feel like you guys really just wanted to know more, honestly. And I think you're about to hit one of the most interesting fights I've ever created. Sorry if I didn't close out tonight. I know I said I was going to try to, but the more I did, the more I wanted to do more. And that's the best. That's the best thing about D&D is, like, if you're really going to play out a D&D session, you should be... If you're wanting to just stop playing, then it's not a good D&D session. So I do apologize for not getting as far as I wanted to, but are you guys okay with the way I ended that? Like, is that all right? I know
Seems
I'm
like a
sorry.
good stopping point.
It feels like the next thing I can do is epic. I feel like I'm going to have to shortchange you if I try to keep going in the next 7 minutes I have. But I think I gave it over to you guys more this time, right? Yes, no?
Yeah, I'm good.
What do you guys think?
It was fun, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm really sorry to leave you guys hanging. Because I really, really had a lot. Like, I did... That's all the traits. I did put in a lot of effort into writing out the gods, but I don't know what you guys are going to do ever, and you guys really threw me for a lot of loops tonight. If that's possibly, and not even possibly, I'm not sure what you're going to do ever. Ever.
I think
And
we're
that's
gonna attack the wizard guy. Just FYI. Hint.
They just combined and pulled you
Which
into
wizard
another
guy?
layout.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
we're
well, you
gonna
meant the other
attack
one.
it. I'm giving him a heads up. We're gonna attack the bad guy.
What the fuck is that vision? You guys gotta tell me you can't see shit. Alright, so...
we can't see shit.
Yeah, well, the game's over. I left.